My boyfriend hasn't stopped walking around the house for the last 2 weeks, screaming Tommy DeVito and holding his fingers up to the air. And we've had chicken cutlets 7 times in the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
At what point should I be worried?
Okay.
Just these guys being dudes.
Yeah. On today's Pardon My Take, we have an awesome show for everyone. We have our good friend Stavros Halkias in studio, talking about his new special, talking about the NFL, talking about everything.
Flacco.
Great interview with Stav. We also have one question with a quarterback, the quarterback that just won the Heisman Trophy, Jayden Daniels. So shout out our guy Jayden Daniels. We're going to talk Monday Night Football, Giants, Titans, Shohei, hot seat, cool throne, guys on chicks. It's a great Wednesday for Pardon My Take, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Proper Number 12, rich and smooth, Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey, new smooth to the core, Proper Number 12 Irish apple, new crisp and fresh, Proper Number 12 Irish apple. It's founded by Conor McGregor. It is the most delicious whiskey. I drink it every single Saturday for the college football show. And for every bottle sold, a donation is made to support our brave first responders. Shoot your shot of Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey today. Proper Number 12. I'm telling you, it's whiskey season. Thanksgiving to Christmas, peak whiskey season. And it is the best whiskey, and the new Irish apple is so delicious. So go try Proper Number 12 today. You will not be disappointed. It goes down smooth. You can take it as a shot. You can put it in a drink. It's the best. Tailgating, everything. Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey and the new Irish apple. So pour the roar. Order your bottle of Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey from Drizzly today, and do try that Proper Number 12 Irish apple. You will not be disappointed. It's the Big Cat guarantee that whiskey will make you feel great, and it is delicious. Okay, let's go.
Hey, football guy. Patino. AWL. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take.
Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Wednesday, December 13th, and Tommy DeVito has taken the world by storm.
Hey, Paisan.
Hey, him and his agent, who was straight out of Central Casting with the hat, his dad kissing everyone. The Giants beat the Packers. What a night.
He's the second quarterback, I think, who went undrafted to win 3 games in his rookie season.
And 3 in a row.
And it's wild. He's playing really good. And he's fun. That's the thing, is like he's actually a very entertaining quarterback to watch.
He's a very fun quarterback to watch. Our friend Kevin Clark's put it perfectly. I saw last night when Tommy DeVito mania was happening, and we will talk about the other game. He said every other sport is absolutely desperate to generate stars, and the NFL is like the Giants have an Italian guy, and it's a national story.
It's perfect,
that's it.
Perfect place for him.
Yeah, they're like, how can we get Mike Trout more visible to the nation? It's like, or the NFL is just like, hey, this guy likes cutlets, and his dad kisses people. He's taking the world by storm.
It's like what if Michael Vick was white? What if Mike Trout was Italian?
Yeah.
He would be a megastar. Can you imagine? With the Tommy DeVito thing, if you took this script to Hollywood, Big Cat, what would they say?
They would throw it out.
They would throw you out. They'd say, Bing Kingsley passed, but we saw Lindsay Lohan. What a piece of ass.
Yeah. It also is perfect because stereotypes usually are frowned upon in 2023. Italians are the one people that you can stereotype, and it's somehow fun and funny. That's true. Max, I'm an Italian father. I'm a proud Italian father. My children are all Italian. What are you saying? I can't say it?
No, you can say whatever you want. You're an Italian father.
Yeah.
I'd say
I'm not in the family, but I'm like a consigliere for them. I'm Tom Hagen here.
You could do Polish too.
Polish, yeah, but
Polish still play.
Get a little upset. Well, they maybe not smart enough to get upset.
Yeah, they don't get the jokes.
Yeah, right. But Italians, for some reason, it's just like you can always just have fun with Italians because it's this weird blend of like kind of making jokes, but it's also just the pride. Like Italians, like, yeah, we're prideful people. We eat cutlets. We throw touchdowns.
Sunday dinner.
Dinner. We kiss our dudes.
I also think it's that like Italians are also probably the most like that towards every other culture.
Correct.
So it's like, okay, they'll take it back.
That's also true.
Right? Like it's
also true.
Italians, they make jokes, they bust balls. We're just busting balls.
Yeah, we're having fun with the guys.
As a 1% Sicilian, I give people permission to make fun of Tommy DeVito.
Little Sunday gravy and bust some balls. It feels good.
But it's in a good way. It's in a loving way. Like Tommy DeVito has given us a gift this year.
Yes.
He has made the New York Giants entertaining in a year where they have no business being entertaining, and you're rooting for him. Daboll told him before that final drive,
yes,
just go out there and rip that son of a bitch.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
I love it.
It's a great story. It's perfect that's happening in New York.
And it's also, Brian Daboll deserves a lot of credit because I don't think he was ever going to get fired, but there was a world where the Giants season was trending in such a disastrous way that the question was being asked, like, this is a joke. They went to the playoffs last year. Are they going to end up with 2 wins? Are they going to look this non-competitive in games? What he's done with Tommy DeVito, I mean, Daniel Jones, it would be a real shame if Daniel Jones, slipped and fell, ended up in the marshes. That's all I'm saying.
Or
That's
like
all I'm saying.
Tommy DeVito around the holidays, you know how they always get like the local quarterback to hand out turkeys and shit
Yeah.
out of the back of a semi-truck? What if he was just like handing out VCRs, televisions out of the back of a truck and swing by the parking lot outside the mall?
Yeah.
Well, the family handed out cutlets at their family tailgate.
Yeah, it was a whole thing, and their family is so funny. I'm gonna say it's not 0% chance that someone puts a horse head in Daniel Jones's bed.
Could happen.
It's not 0. It's not. It definitely is not 0. I think it's like maybe 1%, but it's not 0.
Yeah.
I think he'd rather be
Or send him like a fish in the mail.
like he'd rather the team lose every game.
Yeah, I mean Tommy DeVito is like he's
Worst case
captured
scenario,
and he's captured the hearts and minds of the entire tri-state area, and he's
Any
also
Italian, yeah.
any Italian. He's their hero.
If Daniel Jones just had a more ethnic sounding name,
Yeah.
I don't think that there would be this much like uproar over Tommy DeVito because it's like we got our guy coming back. But now you got a guy named Daniel Jones that looks like
Went to Duke.
Yeah, it's like Ellis Island versus the Mayflower.
he looks like a white collar criminal.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to the guys that take from those guys.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Tommy DeVito's Robin Hood in this situation.
Yeah, Daniel Jones should just be like, "Can I be your lawyer, Tommy DeVito?"
Yeah.
Like that's my future. But yeah, it was a very fun game. The Giants. It was also just this whole weekend in football was such a good reminder that even at the end of the season, teams are still trying. Tanking doesn't really exist unless you're the Carolina Panthers, because the Packers went from Sunday night, Chiefs, huge win. Oh my God, look how good they are. I was saying it, to a complete like fall on their face. Jordan Love did not look good. Their defense did not get a sack on Tommy DeVito, I believe, which the Giants' offensive line is like, I mean, Justin Pugh was on the couch a month ago, and they didn't get a sack. And now the Packers are looking like, oh, shit, maybe we read the press clippings a little bit. Maybe we got a little ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Last night was also like a stroke of genius from Roger Goodell that he's going to think that he did a great job because we had 2 Monday Night Football games, which absolutely snuck up on America.
Yep.
We're like, wait, why are we doing these 2 games at the exact same time this week? That doesn't make any sense. And they were awesome games. The endings to these games were incredible.
They both could have been fine on their own.
They would have been fine on their own. So people are going to be talking all week about what a great Monday night we had. And Goodell's going to be like, yep, I did it again. Now we're going to do 2 Monday Night Football games every week.
I'm fine with
That's the future. I'm calling it in the future. It might not be next year. It might not be the year after. Goodell's going to want to try to get 2 Monday Night Football games. And I don't know if it's a good idea. In fact, I think it might not be a great idea. But the fact that these 2 games were so good, it's going to make him think like this was the best idea of all time.
I would be in favor of it if they did a little bit of a stagger.
Stagger,
even an hour.
Yes.
Even an hour, because then it just gives us an extra hour of football to end the weekend.
And let's be honest, even if it was just back-to-back games, I would watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Give me 5 more hours of football.
If one ends at 1 a.m, fine.
Easy.
I'll stay up.
I moved an hour west just for this exact scenario.
Yes.
That was the Sergio Dip game.
Yes.
Yeah.
The late Monday night game.
Yes.
That was 9/11.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott tried to warn us about Sergio Dip.
He did. The Packers are still in the playoffs as of right now, but that was definitely like they could have seized everything with the fact that the Lions lost and the Seahawks keep losing. They could have put themselves in a really nice spot, and now they're like, now they got to win. Now it's hard to win out. And they don't have to win out, but they have to. They can't drop 2 more now.
Mm-hmm. Is it big week for the Bears too?
I mean, the Bears might.
Bears in the hunt.
A little. I've thought about it. It's 1 game at a time. They have to beat the Browns. If they don't beat the Browns, then it's just like this is all. But if they beat the Browns, then I'm going to start thinking about playoffs.
That's smart.
But you have to get through that hurdle, and the Browns are really good to get to a point where I can start realistically. Like, I'm having fun with it in the hunt. I'm not actually thinking playoffs right now. They have to beat the Browns to think playoffs.
In the hunt, though, you are in the
hunt.
perfect scenario where you can root for being in the hunt. Like we were talking about the other week with in the hunt being such a powerful narcotic. If you're a fan of one of those teams, because it gives you the illusion that you're good when you're actually just wasting your time. And you get a worse pick. But with the Panthers being such dog shit, you can enjoy all the fruits of being in the hunt.
You get them both.
And you get both. It's the best of both worlds.
Credit to Matt LaFleur, by the way. He did kick a field goal down 8. It was 4th and 10, though.
Yeah.
That was smart. But he also, it felt like they were going to not kick a field goal when they were down 5, which I was nervous that he might try to kick another field goal.
Yeah, he was going to 3 him to death.
And then Tommy DeVito just going down the field. Like, the Packers defense completely. Jordan Love didn't play good, but the Packers defense not getting a sack and also letting Tommy DeVito go down the field like that.
I'm so glad that it happened, too, because if it weren't for the Giants.
I wish I was Italian so I get mad at you for how you're talking down about Tommy DeVito.
No one's talking down about
I said Tommy DeVito it was a legacy drive.
Tommy DeVito is one of the most fun stories in the NFL.
We should let Tommy DeVito drive it down like that.
Yeah, the Packers defense should be better than that.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not Italian, so I'm not upset. But
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're over here making inarticulate Italian noises, but we're just rooting for the guy because he's a fun story, Hank.
He's very fun.
Are you saying that I should be upset?
No.
Hey, Max always makes inarticulate Italian noises.
You got 2 dates with Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
You a little bit worried about that?
I would like them to lose next week.
What? And the Eagles, you would
want
admit
the Eagles to lose next week?
No, I would like the Giants to lose next week before we play them.
You admit the Eagles are frauds.
No, the computer said no.
Are the Eagles
frauds?
the
Eagles frauds?
No. Why are you asking me this? No, the Eagles are not frauds.
Are the Eagles frauds?
Why are you keep asking me the same question?
Wait, I can't. You cut out for a second. Are the Eagles frauds?
Yes. You guys set this whole thing up. Sully told me he was doing this.
Wait.
Wait,
Max,
no, there's a correct in there, I think, too.
Wait, Max, I thought that you said that the Eagles were good.
They are good.
No,
wait, Max, I thought you said.
Max.
Wait, Max, I thought you said that the Eagles were good.
This is the worst soundboard.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
No, it means you're supposed to play the wrong one.
Yeah.
Wait, Max, I thought you said that the Eagles were good.
Wrong. This is fake. This is AI.
Yeah.
Memes might be the worst soundboard operator of all time. He's looking at it like he's an 80-year-old guy trying to type an email.
I really do think that's one thing the studio needs. I know SVP has it. It's the board that's right here that me and Big Cat can just press to get whatever sound effect we want.
Yeah, buh.
Yeah,
be a great one.
You guys just did this whole elaborate plan to try and sneak this behind me, and I knew it was going on the entire time.
No, there really wasn't an elaborate plan. We don't execute plans well. It was like, hey, let's make a soundboard. Solely try to make a soundboard. Memes can't you operate a computer. Give us one. Just give us a random one. Your favorite.
This could be such a bad night for me, and you guys just want it to be so much worse.
All right, so we got the Max soundboard now.
I also want to put Hank's yawn on the soundboard.
Yes. Just
play it
as
given
loud
time.
as possible. The other game.
You hate our listeners.
The other game.
No, I love our listeners.
Playing my yawns for the listeners is that's you hate them.
I've gone so far into my hatred of your yawns that I love them now.
We did it one time. Remember on the podcast? I yawned. I was
Yeah.
like, let it out, and everyone was disgusted, furious, angry.
It is disgusting. Last thing, Tommy DeVito's agent. We're gonna have to get him on the show.
Stiletto.
Yeah, he's. And I think Eli might have called him slimy, and then he got up. He went on New York radio today and was very upset about it.
I like that he's playing into it, though. He's a smart guy. Like, if you have lightning in a bottle like this, you have to lean into everything. Lean into the discussion that's already happening and gas your guy up. He got dressed up last night specifically because he knew it was going to create a stir.
On the field with the phone.
That's a good agent.
Everything.
That's a great agent right there.
He looked great. It was a very, very fun game. Tommy DeVito, hero, Italian-American hero. He has surpassed, when we said when he first came in and, what it was a month ago and he didn't look good, and we're like, someday he's going to be able to, coach gym class and have that jersey behind him. Now I think he's we're talking car dealership. We're talking paid appearances.
Used car
dealership, paid appearances. We're talking cameo millionaire. He's, and on top of all that, he might just be in the NFL for a long time.
He's going to be in some movies, too.
Yeah. Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
What a story. So, yeah, the other game, the Dolphins, what a collapse. So, first of all, credit to Will Levis. He looked awesome. He drove. So, the game with Will Levis, they were down 2 touchdowns with 4:34 left. I think we all thought that was it. The Titans kind of fell apart there with all the fumbles and muff punts and everything. And then he drives him down in 2 consecutive drives for touchdowns. Mike Vrabel, analytics guy, going for 2.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dolphins, I know they have injuries, a lot of offensive line injuries, Tyreek Hill getting injured. That was really bad for the Dolphins.
It was a bad ending.
It was in their offense. I was getting into it a little bit with Dolphins fans last night because they are very sensitive about Tua, which I understand. I do consider myself part of Tua and on. Saying Tyreek Hill is the MVP does not diminish Tua. I think Tua is a very good quarterback. When Tyreek Hill is on the field, he doesn't even have to catch the ball, what he's able to do to bend the defense. Like when he came back that first time, I don't know if he caught a ball in that first drive, but everyone was open because everyone's got to worry about where he is on the field.
He's the fastest kid alive.
And everything else just becomes easier. So he looked to me like he's the most important player on the Dolphins, and he probably should be considered MVP.
Well, sports writers are dumb. They're very dumb people. Like they see a big round number like 2,000, and they will vote for him for the MVP.
Right.
If he gets to 2,000 yards. But they're dumb.
Yeah.
Right? Like if he gets 1,965 yards, probably not going to be MVP. But when they see that number 2, they're going to be like, wow, never been done before. Tyreek Hill MVP.
Yes.
But yeah, when you saw him go out last night, it definitely affects the entire offense. It affects their big play capability. Like even Waddle couldn't get big plays with Tyreek Hill out of the game because he creates so much space for Waddle to run through. Alec Ingold had a great hurdle though.
He did.
But we've talked to Alec about that. He's a listener of the show. He's on the low man committee. Alec, God gave you the ability to get low on people for a reason. You don't need to be jumping over them.
Yes.
Kind of a look at me move from the fullback.
I do like Tua. I think he's a very good quarterback. I also think that he might lead the league in hospital passes.
Yep.
He had a few last night. I mean, the Jalen Waddle one.
That was the first pass of the game.
First pass of the game. He had another one, I think, to A-Chain where the ball just stayed in the air for so long that the linebacker almost got there before the ball got there.
It's because of how their offense is set up where they've got so many crossers.
Yeah.
And Tua throws the ball before they even make the breaks.
I know.
If you have one defender that makes an early cut on something, even if it's like a blown coverage that accidentally works out well for the defense, you're going to get some dude just going head to head against your receiver across the middle.
Yeah, and that was a really bad loss for the Titans. They for the Dolphins. They now the Bills are suddenly alive in the AFC East because there's now the Dolphins are 2 games ahead, and they have to play the Jets, the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you'd think they beat the Jets, but who knows? Because the Jets have been, they had a good game. Yeah, and their defense, they have the Zach Wilson spark. But let's just say if they beat the Jets and then lost to the Cowboys and Ravens, and the Bills ran the table, Week 18 would be for the AFC East.
Be amazing.
And the Bills have the Cowboys this week, which is going to be very tough. But then they get the Chargers without Justin Herbert and the Patriots at home. So yeah, it's all like it happened just like that. Spoiler. It happened just like that, where it's like, wait, hold on a second.
Hank,
are the Bills alive? Yeah.
I hope you win that game.
Spoiler. You got a couple spoilers coming up.
I hope
Chiefs.
I hope Hank just spoils everybody. I want the Patriots to win a bunch of games down the stretch.
Spoil the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, just win everything down the stretch, Hank. Dude.
It was a crazy weekend though because it was basically
That's so nice of you, PFT. You're usually never that
I'm
optimistic about the Patriots.
I am. I think that it's a great franchise. I hope that Bill Belichick, one of the best coaches. I think Bill still has a realistic opportunity to stick around in New England after the season.
That's
if
true.
he can put a few wins together at the end here. I'm rooting for greatness, Hank. That's a great organization. I want you guys to win every last game that you have this year.
What if your Super Bowl contending Commanders end up getting like the number 2 draft pick? You think Bill would want to come then?
I didn't even think about that, but I guess that. So if you're Bill Belichick and you've already made up your mind to go to the Commanders, the best thing you can possibly do is to win a bunch of games as a New England Patriots coach this year. Give the Commanders a better draft pick. That's a good point, Hank.
It's a really good point.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Ball. Yeah, the Patriots do have they're in prime spoiler watch. They have Chiefs, Broncos, Bills. All teams looking for seeding, and Broncos and Bills looking to get in the playoffs.
Yeah. Did you see Tyreek Hill on that when he got injured on the horse collar tackle?
Yeah,
and
it was a horse collar hip drop.
Yeah, it was
combo.
He hit all the bases on that one.
Warren Sharp instantly tweeted about it. Got to get this out of the league, all of it.
Okay, so the hip drop tackle. Let's talk about the hip drop tackle because I don't know how you're supposed to tackle somebody from behind.
Yeah.
Without it being a hip drop tackle.
It's a dangerous tackle, but it's legal.
Yeah, it's also how you tackle somebody. Like
Right.
tackling is dangerous.
Right.
And when you get tackled from behind, unless you do like a shoestring, grab him around the legs, but then 5 years down the line, Goodell will be like, well, you can't tackle somebody low from behind because we've seen a bunch of leg injuries off that or ankle injuries.
Football's a dangerous sport.
But the hip drop tackle, okay, I understand horse collar. It's almost like every time somebody gets horse collared, you're like, that guy could be injured.
Yeah.
There's really no safe way to tackle somebody from behind.
Right.
It just doesn't exist.
And you run into the thing where defenders are now, like, even think about a defensive lineman. You can't hit a quarterback in the head or anywhere above the shoulders, and you can't hit him anywhere below the knees.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, strike zone.
Yeah, it's becoming harder and harder if we ban this tackle, which I don't think they will.
I don't think they will, but there's enough people out there talking about
the hip drop has become the buzz tackle of like, can't have it.
It makes you sound like you know what you're talking about when you say, oh, that's a hip drop.
It's technique. You're talking technique now.
Like you tackle somebody from behind, and then naturally your body weight brings you down, and then that brings them down.
It's the most efficient way to tackle someone from behind.
That's how physics work.
Yes. You make yourself a backpack.
Yeah. So, but with Tyreek Hill's injury, he looked like he was really hurt, and then he got up and he did the thing that Kittle does sometimes, where he just tells himself, "I'm not injured, actually."
Yep.
And he just sprinted off the field. That's how not injured I am. So he texted his wife at halftime.
Yes.
His wife gets Football Guy of the Week this week because Tyreek Hill's wife was like, "You better get your ass back in that game, dog." And he was like, all right, and went back in.
It's on.
It's on. So shout out to Tyreek Hill's wife.
Yes, huge. Football Guy of the Week for sure. Tyreek Hill also, he's definitely in the Big Ben realm of like, and I don't even think he does it on purpose, but it does feel like, I don't know, 6 times a year, you're like, oh, he's out for the season.
His body's it's just one big muscle, so he gets a lot of those, like, his body revolts against him sometimes. It's like, dude, you're going too fast.
Yeah.
And then he sits out for a few plays, and he's like, come on, body, we're doing this. And his body's like, fine.
Yeah. Also, shout out Mike Vrabel. That was a classic Vrabel game.
Yeah.
He still is one of the best coaches. I know the Titans have not had a good year, but you just always have to be worried about a Vrabel game where you just can't count the Titans out ever, no matter who's on the team.
Mm-hmm. And
DeAndre Hopkins
was
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Hopkins is still really good.
Yeah.
It's just when they can get him the ball, that's the issue.
I couldn't believe that. Imagine the Dolphins going into this game being like, you're going to get a pick 6, you're going to get 2 fumbles in the red zone.
A muff punt.
Yeah, counting that as well. Yeah, so 2 fumbles basically in the red zone, and you're not going to win the game.
Yeah. Up 15 with 2 minutes left, and you're going to get the ball back.
Yeah.
It's the first time in 7 years that a team has come back from being down 14 with under 3 minutes left.
Yeah. Will Levis, dog.
And did you see the chest bump that he gave on the sidelines after the game?
He tried to run someone over last night, too.
He truck sticked him, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay.
My fault for raising my hand.
Yes, that is your fault.
Good
Taking
point, Jake.
responsibility.
Your Dolphins, are they frauds?
No, but if they don't beat the Jets, the panic button's
Maybe
out.
you got to worry about the Jets instead of trying to worry about how the Broncos' record means that you beat a team over 500. Thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that might help.
Backfired.
Yeah, that did backfire.
We move on. Beat the Jets.
Beat the Jets. Must compete.
Must win.
Must win. Ooh, okay, we got a couple must win. Actually, the Bears have a must win. We have a lot of must wins on this show this weekend.
Patriots have a must win for me.
Yeah, they do.
Let's go Pats. I mean, we need a Patriots.
Wait,
fan
so you
on
guys
this podcast.
mathematically eliminated for the playoffs?
No.
Only you.
Patriots and
Panthers.
Panthers. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The Patriots are. But listen, we have.
That's sad. Then.
We have most.
I can root for tanking because
shut the fuck up for a second. Hank.
I've already.
We have most of our bases.
You could still make the
covered.
playoffs and win the Super Bowl. You said that was a possibility.
You did say soupy season.
I said soupy season if we beat the Bills and the Eagles back to back.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, you said one of the
two.
One of the two, and we didn't. Newsflash: we lost both.
Soupy
but we've got most of our bases covered in terms of big media successful franchises on this podcast. We've got Chicago, we've got Philly, we've got New York, we've got some Miami. We don't have a Patriots fan on this podcast. We got Dallas.
Yeah, we got
on this
Dallas.
podcast.
Huge.
So I think I have to just take up the mantle and say, you know what? Do your pod.
I like that, PFT.
Yeah.
That's big of you.
Let's go, Pats. I'm a big Lighthouse believer.
Cowboys. Your Cowboys, your boys.
Cowboys, yeah. But
You need
I
to
agree
get.
with what
You need to
PFT
buy some more gear.
Yeah.
I need to see you in Cowboys gear for the entirety of January. It's so funny too because AWLs we have the best fans in the world, but them buying in, just being like, "Thank you, Hank, for repping our boys." Like finally,
I think they're serious.
I
get some
combo.
earnest. I
It's a
get some
combo.
earnest. Like it means a lot. I'm like, are you fucking? Serious?
Are you gonna put a future on them? You should.
Yeah, I might. As
You
well.
have to.
I might as well right now.
Yeah, do it right now. You might as well. The boys. How about them boys? Okay. Other things clean up. Patrick Mahomes, as predicted, talked to the media today, or I think he was on a radio show, and he was like, "Yeah, I overreacted."
He apologized to the youngsters.
Well,
You usually don't hear like an athlete say that. That's usually the realm of the guy doing the interview. Like, what about the youngsters at home?
yeah,
Holmes was like, there's kids watching at home, and I apologize for how I acted in the post game, especially with Josh, because he did. The second it happened, you knew that he was going to look back on that and be like, "That's not a good look for me to be complaining to Josh about a call."
yeah.
And also, with the benefit of hindsight, seeing that Kadarius Toney was the most offsides person in the
Ever.
history of football,
Ever.
probably made him be like, "Okay, yeah, maybe Kadarius should have checked with the refs at some point."
And he did, and then there were Chiefs fans trying to say he did check with the refs. If you watch the clip, he literally pointed to a ref, and before the ref could even give him any signal back, he just lined up offsides. Oh,
That's
you
not good.
spilled
Just
water
spilled
on
some
your
water on my laptop.
Your laptop.
It's fine. This is a laptop from 2016.
Oh, okay. You're no problem. Just dump it off.
I'm just gonna let it air dry.
Yeah, air dry it.
And it's body armor water.
Oh wait, you have a spill underneath. Hold on. We have give us something to wipe it up.
Here, I got a shirt.
Yeah, give us a shirt. People who say they lost respect for Mahomes or don't like him now are the lamest people in the world.
Agreed.
Because you're basically telling on yourself that you didn't like Mahomes and you were just waiting for something to be like, yeah, that's why I don't like him.
Right.
It was a bad moment for him. He looked childish, but it's also a passionate game. It's guys after a game are always going to say shit that is different than 2 days later. So, and I know there were some Kansas City fans that were saying that PFT, we're not allowed in Kansas City anymore.
We're banned?
Because we're an anti-Chiefs podcast, which I think there's just a lot of people who, and I understand it, fandom is crazy. We're fanatics for a reason. We're literally psychos. They cherry pick whenever we say bad things and don't listen when we say good things. So I think we should say a couple good things about Kansas City.
I also think we've been pretty consistent over the last 5 years saying a lot of really good things.
Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Fact.
I think he's the best quarterback to ever play the game.
Wow. The Chiefs are
Besides
always
my beloved Tom Brady, who's the fucking GOAT. It's disgusting anybody ever mentions him in the same breath as Tom Brady.
The Chiefs are always live to win the Super Bowl. Even now, with all their issues, I still wouldn't bet against them in January. And we were the first podcast to ask to debate whether the debate would happen about Andy Reid being the GOAT coach.
It's true.
We were the first to do it. But, yeah, I like Kansas City. We went there. George Brett showed us his barbecue place. It was awesome.
They don't get enough credit for having awesome uniforms either.
Yeah.
Chiefs have just classic unis.
And Kansas Jayhawk fans are the most passionate. I want to go to Fog Allen at some point. Are we allowed outside of Kansas City, you
Lawrence?
think? Are we allowed in Lawrence? We need a clarification from Kansas City Chiefs fans if we're allowed to be in the state of Kansas or Missouri.
Or Missouri.
Yeah.
Well, preferably Missouri.
Yeah. But, the Chiefs are really good.
Chiefs are
They're a
fun.
really good franchise.
Travis Kelce is the second best tight end of all time.
Behind
my beloved Gronk.
Gronk, yeah. The Chiefs could easily still get the bye, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Yeah.
Things are falling apart at the top. The Dolphins losing, the Ravens and Dolphins having to play each other, the Ravens having to play the 49ers.
I wouldn't say easily, because I think they have to have a couple teams have a couple losses, and then they need to kind of run the table.
But the Ravens and Dolphins play each other.
Yeah, and it's an easier schedule for the Chiefs. But it's a realistic possibility.
I wouldn't be shocked if if come playoff time we're like, wait, the Chiefs still out of all that, it reminds me actually of like your beloved Patriots when they were running hot. There was always a point in the season where everyone would be like, they're done.
Yeah.
And then you look up and you're like, wait,
hold
on.
I love that when Mark Brunell would get on TV and cry about footballs when they count us out, be like, oh, is this the end of the dynasty because we lost one game and then we're on to Cincinnati? It's time to get back to greatness.
Yeah. So
Mr.
you know what we'll
Mr.
do?
Belichick.
Memes tomorrow, like around 11 o'clock. I want you to tweet a poll from the Pardon My Take Twitter, and this is a poll for Kansas City Chiefs fans and people in Kansas and Missouri only, asking if we're allowed to go to Kansas City ever again.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. He's like, you come here, and like, it sounded like I had to check in with him.
It's on site.
Yeah, like, hey, is it okay?
You got to tap in when you go to Kansas City. I would. I think I would do the thing where if I pressed a button and one of you guys in this room would, I don't want to say die. Yeah, die. I would press a button if one of you in this room would die, but it meant that
This room or that control room?
the control room.
Control room.
Meaning that I would have Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback for the next 10 years.
I've said I would
a
give
random person.
I would give multiple toes.
I give children.
I'd give multiple.
I would
toes.
sacrifice for EPFT.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jake. Very cool. I would give my firstborn child, Chris. I would give Chris. I would
Give Chris up.
give Chris away to
Yeah.
the orphanage for Patrick Mahomes.
What are you gonna say?
You guys want to get some fun future takes wrong and just predict the playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah, I like this.
Who's in?
Okay.
Are the Patriots out?
This is good. This is good.
Patriots are out.
Okay, our playoffs right now.
I feel like there's as many scenarios. Like there's
Yeah.
like 20 different scenarios.
Okay, AFC, I'm going to say Ravens bye. Dolphins 2 seed. I think they'll be able to win a couple games here.
Their schedule is tough coming up.
Real tough. Oh, should I do Bills?
I think the Bills could win the division.
I
still.
think the
week
Bills are
18
gonna
could
win
be
the
Bills.
division.
Dolphins
Yeah.
fans are gonna crush you if you jump off them again.
I think the Bills are going to win the division. And I
Okay,
have
what
a
if
future
what
on
if the
Dolphins
Bills? What if
over
the Bills got the 2 seed? They could. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. If the Jaguars catch another loss and the Chiefs catch another loss. All right, I'll go Ravens, Bills, Chiefs. I'll go Ravens, Chiefs, Bills, Jaguars, Browns, Dolphins, and Broncos.
Okay, I'm going to go.
That's my 7 in order.
I'm going to do it.
No Texans? No Bengals?
No, CJ Stroud.
I'm going to do
Bengals. Yeah, Jake Browning. I forgot Jake. Bengals instead of Broncos.
it. I'm going to do it. Chiefs 1 seed.
Yeah.
Ravens
Something
2
nice about
seed.
the Chiefs.
Raven.
Okay.
Dolphins 3 seed.
Okay.
Jacksonville 4.
Okay.
Cleveland 5.
Yep.
Just Chalk City.
No, I had the Chiefs with the 1 seed. Now you made me lose my train of thought.
6 and 7.
6 and 7. 6, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
And 7, I'm going to go with the Colts.
So Bills out.
And Bengals out.
Wow. Okay. All right, and then the NFC, it's going to be Niners, Cowboys. What, Max?
You guys all suck!
There we go, memes. He's getting the hang of it. Niners, Cowboys, Lions, Bucks, Vikings, Packers, Eagles.
Wrong. I don't even think that's possible. The Eagles would have to lose out.
That would be Cowboys Eagles round 1.
Oh,
2-7.
Hank versus Max. I love it. I love it.
If they have a Saturday playoff game, can I go?
Yes, absolutely.
In Dallas,
do you have someone you're going to go with?
I'm just thinking ahead.
I'm going to go Niners 1 seed, Birds 2 seed. Then I'll go, Lions 3 seed. 4 seed, I'm going to say the Falcons are going to do it. still.
Okay.
Falcons 4 seed. Cowboys 5.
And then it's
And then-
Vikings, Packers, or Rams.
Vikings, Packers. I'm going to go Rams 6.
And then Packers or Vikings.
I'm going to go Packers 7.
I might actually put Bears 7.
And I'd like
the
to
Eagles be eliminated?
I'd like to officially revise my AFC take. I'm going to put Bills in.
Love it.
I'm going to put Bills in over the Colts.
Okay.
And, oh, by the way, you know how we're Colts season ticket holders?
Yeah.
I did the auto renew thing at the time, and I couldn't figure out how to get the auto renew off. I just bought a second season.
That's why I did the game by game because I couldn't figure out how to do it either.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just going to be giving away more Colts tickets next year.
Love it. Love it. Anthony Richardson.
Hey, what do you guys want to do this week? It's a Saturday game.
Oh.
I want to get two people
Someone that's
that
for the boys.
or that look the most like Santa Claus.
Okay.
No costume, like real.
Yeah, just give us white bearded guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
PMT intern at barstoolsports.com.
Yeah. You can even just send us a picture of Santa Claus.
Are you
I'll
with
give it
Santa
to you.
Claus?
Yeah. All right. Before we talk about Shohei, we got one last football thing. So this is a new fun thing the Shake Shack is going to do for us and the listeners. So you all know Shake Shack. They're delicious, made-to-order Angus beef burgers, crispy chicken, hand-spun milkshakes, house-made lemonades, and more are some of our favorites, and we're partnering with them on the 3 for free promotion. So here's how it's going to work. PFT is gonna pick the Thursday night game right now. If we win the first pick, Shake Shack will offer free Chicken Shack starting on 12/18. I'm gonna pick a game on Friday's show for Saturday. If we win that one, they will add in free bacon cheese fries. Hank is gonna pick a game on Friday's show for Sunday, and if we win that one, they're gonna also throw in a classic shake. So we're trying to win the AWL some free Shake Shack. This promotion will run 12/18 through 12/24 and be available in Shake Shack locations at kiosk and on the Shack app website. Applicable code will be announced on 12/18 once the predictions hit or not. So if it hits, we'll give you the code. Terms apply when you spend $10 plus on an order using one code. Starting 12/18, codes cannot be combined. So the Chicken Shack is a sleeper in the chicken sandwich game, but it rivals all others. Pair it with the bacon cheese fries and a classic shake for the perfect game day meal. Learn more and get ready for the 3 for free. So this is fun. We're going to try to win you guys some free Shake Shack, and PFT is up first. PFT, what is your pick for Thursday Night Football to win everyone free Chicken Shacks?
We've got a great game coming up on Thursday night.
Yeah, we do.
It's going to be the Raiders and the Chargers. So we've got AOC and Easton Stick dueling out against each other. I'm going to take the Raiders at home -2.5.
Love it. Love it.
Raiders minus
for a free
2.5
Chicken Shack.
for chicken. I'm trying to get the people chicken.
Yes. Okay. So get excited. If we win the first pick, we will announce it. We'll announce. We'll clear it all up on Sunday. So if we win one, you get one thing. If we win two, you get two things. If we win three, you get all three things. And we will give a code to the people on Sunday. I love this. Okay. Before we get to Hot Seat Cool Throne, Shohei Ohtani, the deferred man. So it came out, his 10-year, $700 million contract is being deferred at the price of $68 million a year is being deferred. So he's getting paid $2 million for the next 10 years every year. And then once the contract is up, he's getting paid $68 million every year for the next 10 years.
That is awesome. It's an awesome deal for the Dodgers. $68 million a year. Get it. I saw a lot of people that are upset about the Dodgers doing this type of contract because it violates the spirit of baseball. It's smart if you can find a player that's willing to do this. And also, I'm pretty sure Ohtani, he is going to do some sort of tax situation with this.
Yes.
When he's no longer playing for the Dodgers, and he doesn't.
Probably won't live in California.
Probably won't live in California anymore at that point. So he's deferring most of it until after, almost all of it until after he's done. Also, the marketing that he's going to get in Los Angeles is going to make up for a lot of that money. So he's good. Ohtani's going to be just fine. The Dodgers are secretly rooting for inflation now.
Yeah,
that would be really good for them.
Here's the real story here with this deal. It's a genius job by Shohei and his agents to have everyone say 7 years or 10 years, $700 million. Oh, my God, he just broke the bank. The next biggest one was Aaron Judge, 9 years, $360. Or, Mike Trout, I think he did 12 years, $350 or $400 or something like that. This is a $450-$60 million contract because of inflation and interest.
Yeah, so
he basically I bet you that when he went around shopping because of the injury, every single team that he talked to was probably in the $400-$500 million range. And he was like, well, what if we just do deferment and we make it sound like it's a $700 million
so the way
contract?
The way that baseball and the CBA calculates this, they actually have a formula to figure out what deferred payments would look like in terms of today's money. I think his contract is for about $46 million a year.
On the luxury tax.
Using that proprietary formula, yeah. So when you take into account all the money he's going to earn, it's like if you gave him $46 million a year today.
Yeah, so it's 400. And that's the genius part, because when we see the contract come out and everyone flips out and they're like, "But Aaron Judge just signed for 9 years, $360 million." Well, if you actually think about it, this is a natural progression of contracts. Shohei Ohtani signed for 10 years, $460 million. That's a natural progression from Aaron Judge's 9 for $360.
Yeah.
And I think that he honestly was everyone who was negotiating with Shohei Ohtani was probably in the 400-ish range with no deferments and maybe 500 with a few deferments. And then they're like, hey, what if we do $700 million with all deferments?
It was his idea to do this deferment. Yeah.
But it's genius because it sounds like he just broke the mold of baseball and all contracts. And you could say $700 million, that's insane. But that's not the value of the contract. The value of the contract is somewhere in the 400s.
Yeah, I think it's a win-win for both.
No, I
sides.
do too. But I just
the Dodgers are pretty happy about this.
It was just very funny because, and I did it too. It was like, what the fuck? He just doubled Aaron Judge's contract? No, he didn't.
Yeah, it's good for the Dodgers because the world might not even exist in 15 years, in which case they don't have to pay him that.
Yes.
So the sun could engulf the entire planet.
It also weirdly helped out all the other teams' fan bases when the $700 million gets reported, because I know I personally was like, well, the Cubs would never have spent that. So I felt good for a little bit. And then when you actually see the actual value, you're like, oh, the Cubs maybe could have offered that.
Yeah, we just got outspent. We can't compete with the big market.
Right. It's a $460 million deal.
What would it have been in Canadian dollars if you
I
signed
don't
with
know.
the Blue Jays?
I don't know.
The only thing I know about Canadian dollars is when I look at the back of a book and it shows the two prices on there, and it's always Canada's a little bit more. He probably would have gotten $1 billion Canadian dollars.
Shohei just did what the NFL does for all their contracts.
Yeah.
When the agents get to announce that a quarterback signs for, 5 years, $200 million, and then you look at it and you're like, there's only $60 million guaranteed and they can cut him after 2 years. He just did that for MLB where they can't cut him. There's no salary cap, but they can essentially say, yeah, the value of this contract is not even close to $700 million.
I could see DeVito's agent being like, yeah, we did the first $1 billion deal in the history of football.
Right.
It's like the first 2 years you get $4 million, and then after that you can get cut.
Yeah.
And then, but we did $1 billion deal.
Yeah, you do like a 100-year land lease.
We got
$1 million a year.
7,000 boxes of ziti, 5 sauces.
It would be $10 million a year. But yeah. And I don't understand numbers or interest or inflation or anything.
I don't know. That's way above my pay grade. I do understand. Well, I tried to understand the Dodgers tweet about it last night when they made it official.
Yeah.
Did you see the Dodgers tweet? It was 4 images that were each like 500 words. Nobody read the entire thing.
Is it like a mega notes app?
Yeah, it was like a novel. They put out a novel just basically saying we signed Shohei Ohtani. I would like to know if anybody out there actually read the entire thing.
No chance.
It was the actual real life. I ain't reading all that,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry. Or congrats, bro.
Congrats that happened to you, yeah. Okay, let's do some hot seat cool throne, and then we got Stav and Jayden Daniels coming up.
Breaking news. Well, it's not news officially. It's just breaking news, I guess. Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. Big Cat has requested I come back on the air by myself to talk about the rumors that Bill Belichick is going to leave the Patriots at the end of the season. Max is laughing at me right now. I'm sitting here alone. A report came out. It's not official. It was not a team, document or announcement. So as of right now, it's just a report. Tom Curran, who he's not a fan fictionist. He's real news, good reporter, said that at the end of the year, the Patriots and Belichick are probably going to part ways. It happened after the Germany game. And then Big Cat was like, you need to get on the air and do 2 minutes. Like I'm stand up, which I guess is good practice because I have to do 60 minutes coming up. But I'm just going to go with the fact that it's a report and it's not true. It might be fake news. I'm hoping it's fake. I'm in the denial stage right now. I don't want it to be true. That would, force a lot of emotions to come over me that I'm not ready to accept at this very moment. And I'm talking into a microphone by myself right now. I don't even know what I'm saying. So that's my take. It's tough because I want it. I saw the tweets and stuff. People were sending me the tweet, Big Cat, PFT, Jake, being like, oh, look at this, Green Light Podcast, who took down a tweet and then put it back up saying it was a report, which was interesting because if it was official, you'd think they would just leave up the original tweet. Justin Trudell from the Kirk Minahan show tweeted that he had inside sources saying it was fake. So I'm just going with that. That was a tweet I liked to see and was like, yes, now we got Kirk Minahan show versus Green Light Podcast going for the news break. But then I read the actual report and there was rumors before the Germany game that if they lost, he was going to be on his way out. So the fact that the report said it kind of happened after the Germany game made it seem like it made sense, which is, again, I don't want to accept that reality, so I'm not going to. This is my 2 minutes saying that we're just going to wait to see what happens. Sad day, bad day. I've never podcasted alone, and I hope I never have to again.
Hot Seat Cool Throne is brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partners of the Pardon My Take family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you. With exclusive Multimatic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views, the Chevy Silverado ZR2 and Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head to Chevy.com. Check out Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. Thank you to Chevy. We're a wonderful sponsor. We are Chevy guys. Hank, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat's the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, yeah.
They've lost 20 straight games.
Yeah. What's the record?
Straight.
They're 2-21. The Wizards are better than them in the standings.
Yeah, which is saying the Wizards got beat by 45 last night by the 76ers.
Yeah, the Wizards are 3-19, but the Pistons, I feel like it's kind of going a little bit under the radar. Like 20 losses in a row is all time.
20 losses in a row is insane. It's actually crazy because the Pistons have 20 losses in a row, and I'm pretty sure the Spurs have 17 losses in a row. Like both of these, and then the Wizards also have a ton of losses in a row. Like there's actually here it is. The Spurs have 17 losses in a row. The Pistons have 20 losses in a row, and I'm pretty sure that the Wizards have won one game in the last 8.
It's been a while.
It's they're 1-14 in their last 15.
Mm-hmm.
Their one win. The Detroit Pistons.
I love that.
So it's like the worst 3 teams. It's insane. So those teams combined are like 1-55 or something crazy.
Do you know what the record losing streak is in the NBA?
What is it?
Well, it's you can look at it one of two ways.
28.
Well, yeah, one is 24, and that's for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But then eventually, over the parts of 2 different seasons, it was the 76ers.
Oh.
20.
Because remember, it also,
Trust the
I'm
process.
surprised
They got a great draft pick out of that, though.
Remember the Bobcats one year won 7 games?
Yeah.
That was crazy. But yeah, the Pistons. That's crazy. 20 in a row.
20 in a row. It's not even the All-Star break.
20 in a row is definitely, like, if you get over 15 in a row, it's fire everyone. You can't do 20 in a row.
No.
You have to fire everyone. I don't know if you can legally fire everyone, but like I'm saying, cut everyone, fire everyone, do everything. 20 in a row. Whew. That's bad.
Real bad. And then my cool throwing, it was going to be the Dodgers. PFT kind of touched on it. Like that's the greatest deal of all time. Money's never going to matter. Like the world's going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to have paid him like $20 million.
The big one. California might be in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. You can pass.
I guess my other cool throwing, Paul Pierce, was keeping up the hate. I respect it. He was on him and KG's show, and he said LeBron's not top 5 in the NBA.
Love that.
And KG flipped out. But Paul Pierce is a good point. Like LeBron is LeBron, but
He's old. He's going to be
individual
39.
talent, yeah, he's old.
He's old.
But I just respect,
I respect haters.
it encourages me to keep my hate up because Paul Pierce is still keeping his hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
It's nice. Representation matters.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you're saying. It's like when they do, different movies with, different minorities, you needed this to have someone out there still hating. And you're like, see, I can see myself in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid is black. Hank's like, yeah, seeing that on TV makes me think one day I can grow up to be
A hater
Paul
forever.
Pierce is my
Yeah.
hero, and he's hating on LeBron. So
Yeah.
it's okay for me to still hate him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's great. All right, PFT, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is Kenya
Oh.
because our boy Billy and Donnie are back over in Africa right now looking for revenge. They're training.
Billy's on the hot seat.
Billy's on. Oh, I've put Billy. Billy will be fired if he comes back and they
Again?
scored no touchdowns.
What?
Billy's he's never been fired, Hank.
I know.
That's fake news. It's an inside joke. Billy was never fired. But yeah, I've told Billy if he comes back and he cannot call himself Billy Football and go scoreless against Kenya again.
He's put himself in the ultimate future Billy where he came back, he was kind of upset he lost, and he got so excited about going back, and he was pitching it. He's like, please help me get back there. I need to coach these guys. I don't even care if we get filmed. And I was like, Billy, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's for content. He's like, I don't care. I want to get this team to victory. And so he's going back, and he's got all the pressure in the world.
He's got all the pressure, but I'll defend Billy a little bit. When he came back and he was crying about it and he was really upset, and he was crying. That's okay. Like I love that. I love how much he put into this.
They didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve what happened.
You did everything you could, Bill. I want you to know. Hey, Billy.
No,
look,
I didn't do what I could. They
Billy.
did what they could.
Billy,
and they
look
got
at me.
screwed over.
Billy, look at me.
And
Sir,
working
wait,
with these guys,
Billy.
working with these guys, and they were working so hard, and they learned their playbooks every day, and they came to every practice, and we did tests. We did fucking tests on the playbook, and we were talking about everybody was doing it T by T, and we were running the team, and for them to get robbed like that is.
It's because he cares for the boys so much. He went out there, practiced with them. He got passionate. I like passionate Billy.
Me too.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Billy when he's not passionate, but when he actually cares about something, he's usually pretty good at it. And he deeply, deeply cares about this one. So the part of my cheesesteak bowl round 2 is going to happen. This is an away game. This is in Kenya at Elevation. We've provided them. We actually put some money together, sent a bunch of equipment over for the Uganda football team. So they got new footballs, they got all this equipment, pads, whistles, you name it. Billy is like a pack mule that we've sent over to Africa. We're growing the game, and yeah, Billy will be fired if they don't score a touchdown. That's it's not even that they don't score. Like if they come back and they lose 40-3, Billy's fired. They have to get a touchdown.
Did you guys give him bribe money?
Yeah, so that's the other funny thing is Billy put together a little budget for it.
Yeah, and I actually PFT was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this budget." I was like, "I'm gonna send it to Donnie, not Billy."
Can I read the budget? Because I was like, when he was asking me, I was like, all right, what's it gonna cost? Can you send me a budget? It said flights $1,400, hotels $400, food $50, cheap. Parentheses. He goes extra baggage fee maybe, and then at the very bottom it goes, hopefully I don't have to pay any bribes this time, but bribe and budget in cash $500.
Nice.
Yeah. So Billy's just going overseas with like a suitcase filled with ones.
Good luck to
and
Billy.
bribes. He's going to score a touchdown, though. I have full confidence in Uganda. It was a wet game. It was rainy. Billy was injured last time. He just better get a touchdown.
Yeah. Okay. Your cool throne?
My cool throne is traffic. So Chicago just decided that we don't need traffic anymore.
Well, yeah, the construction.
Yeah, so there's been construction ever since we've moved to Chicago on the main highways, and it's been a pain in the ass to drive around, as it is in most cities trying to get around, especially at rush hour. Like 2 days ago, Chicago just said, you know what? Let's just not do the construction, and we won't have traffic anymore. And when I drove to work yesterday, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so fast. I felt like I was living large, like luxury.
They just said phase 1 complete.
Yeah, so
like, oh, okay.
now there's just
When's phase 2 though?
We shouldn't do phase 2.
The phase 2's coming. You know it is.
Because phase 1, it's done, and now there's no traffic anymore. We just decided, I don't know what they were building.
Yeah. Well, they're just there. I think they were fixing the highway, and then like Brandon, who drives from Wisconsin, he got here at like 7:15 the other day, and I was like, "Why are you here so early?" And he's like, my commute was like half as long."
Yeah, there's no traffic anymore. There's something going on.
Yeah.
There's some sort of scam going on to that. My other cool throne is drip for the boys. So you know how I bought a bunch of Darius Rucker NFL collab stuff? I did it again, where I saw a Guy Fieri NFL Flavortown collab, and so I got the boys.
Hell yes.
Food related. I dropped like 500 on Fanatics the other day, and I was like, okay, you know who'd like this awesome shirt of a giant ass bear eating a deep dish pizza? My friend Big Cat. You know who'd like this lobster
Hell yes
shirt? My friend Hank. And so now we got some Guy Fieri NFL collab. So if you want to, if the guy that does the collab wants to send me $20,000 worth of medium-sized Commander's gear with Guy Fieri influence on it, I'm open to hearing about that. But yeah, boys are gonna be decked out this weekend.
Yeah. I'm pumped. I'm ready for it. You told me that, and I was like, fuck yes. All right, my hot seat is Al Michaels. He has been blindsided. He's not calling the NBC playoff game this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that his choice?
No.
No Eagle next up.
Yeah. So they I think the people at NBC were like, we hear Al might be not vintage Al. And so, yeah, I think he got kind of blindsided.
I don't like this.
Yeah, no, I don't like it either.
I don't like this. Let Al go out on his own terms.
Let Al keep going. But, yeah, that was some news. Andrew Martian had that. It was like he got blindsided. Yeah. And then my cool throne is Georgia fans. So, Georgia fans, they are not in the playoff, but they're in a fight right now for five-star quarterback Dylan Raiola. And there's word on the street that he might be going to take a visit in Nebraska. And we had this from a comment section on a Georgia Bulldogs site. It says, does anyone here work at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport? It's being reported that Raiola will visit Nebraska on Friday. I assume that he'll take the 221 Delta flight, which is also the last flight of the day to the state. Therefore, if this flight gets canceled, he likely won't be able to make the trip and will stay committed to UGA. Obviously, messing with commercial flights is a slippery slope. So I'm not suggesting that anybody does anything illegal, but does anyone here work for Delta? If some loyal UGA pilots or flight attendants call in sick at the last minute, the flight could be canceled and we could keep Raiola. Maybe someone working could hold the flight up for maintenance issues. At the very least, he could lose his checked bags, so he'd have to experience the Nebraska winter without a jacket. I'm just spitballing ideas, but if anyone has anything else, those would also be appreciated.
The phrase, obviously messing with commercial air travel is a slippery slope, was that's an all-time.
All-time.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, obviously. We just got to get this out of the way.
I don't think there's a gray area for that.
Yeah, probably not.
Slippery slope is
Probably not.
Yeah.
Slippery slope's doing a lot of work.
Yes.
in that phrase. I'll put it that way.
Yes. Okay, your hot seat, cool throne, Jake.
My hot seat's the Detroit Lions because next on their schedule is the Denver Broncos, and Russell Wilson has the baby bump.
Yep. He had a baby.
Yes, so that's Saturday night. Great Saturday triple header, by the way.
Yes.
All teams above 500. My cool throne's hanging the banner because that's exactly what the Lakers will be doing for the in-season tournament championship. They're hanging a banner.
Oh, no.
So I love it. There's a champion. They won a championship.
Is it going to be like a special colored banner?
I think
It has to be small.
like neon.
It has to be smaller.
It's different than their other championships, but that has sparked some discourse.
I mean, if it stays around, I guess you have to hang a banner. It would have been cooler if the Pacers won and hung a banner because that would have been like, that's nice.
Yeah.
Lakers, like, you've won championships,
Yeah.
a lot of them.
It would also be funny if the in-season tournament never happened again and they just had the only banner.
Yeah.
For the in-season tournament.
Yeah, that would also be great. Okay, good job, boys. Let's get to our interview with Stav. It's time for our interview with Stavros, and shout out to Body Armor. Body Armor helps us stay hydrated throughout our interviews with the biggest guests in the world, packed with electrolytes and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Body Armor hydrates the best athletes in the world and, more importantly, us during interviews. Buy Body Armor today. Visit the Body Armor Amazon store or retailers nationwide. Available in stores nationwide. Head on over to Body Armor store on Amazon and get yours today. Thank you to Body Armor. We're always drinking Body Armor, so head over there. And here is our good friend Stav. Okay, we now welcome on our very good friend, recurring guest in studio. It is Stavy, babe.
What's up, bros?
The Greek Freak.
Here, the Greek Freak.
That's right.
He has a new Netflix special out right now. You got to go watch it. It's called Fat Rascal.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
why did you call yourself fat?
Well,
You look good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that, but that's the thing. Fat is not a bad word. You know what I mean? I'm trying to take it back. You could be fat. You could be a beautiful motherfucker. You get your titties sucked. You could be fat. People like fat. You're in Chicago now. If there's a city that respects a fat person,
Yeah.
Big people.
I love walking
Just
around.
big people.
I'm respected in this town.
Yeah, right.
You know what I
Fat
mean?
is power here.
Fat is power.
Yeah.
Big
If you're,
people.
like,
that was a sign of like royal. You were eating well. You had
Dude.
money.
City of broad shoulders.
This is a city where you could call someone a pipsqueak. You know what I mean? And really mean it.
pencil neck.
And the pencil neck. Yeah. Like if you brought home a skinny man, if you were a woman who had to meet your fat father, and you bring home like some Brooklyn fucking pussy that's like 90 pounds, it's like they would be pissed off.
Yeah.
A skinny man here is like,
How's he going to provide for you?
Yeah.
He can't even provide for himself.
Right.
Look how skinny he is.
to be honest, I wanted to call the special "Fat Little Slut," but they
said
Netflix
no?
was like, "Hey man, if you Google that, your special's not coming up." they're like,
I like
Like a James Brown tweet
Yeah.
when he tweeted out damplips.com.
Yeah.
I like the word rascal too. That's a very underused word. I think.
I think so. Yeah,
Would you would call yourself a rascal?
I would absolutely call myself a.
It's hard to be a rascal like in your 30s though.
I know,
But I think that we all actually apply to that.
you got a fucking
we still have the
basketball.
rascal.
You were playing dodgeball out here.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers
We're
are
rascals.
yeah.
It's a
you're
good thing to have. Where it's like never lose your inner rascal.
Totally. This is truly like the Little Rascals. I know you have to legally probably employ 4 women, but this is the like E-Man Woman Haters Club. In here.
Clubhouse.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have a clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I was listening to another show you were on, and you said something that really hit me hard when you said that you have gotten maybe not the best shape right now, but you're at a point where you can't have any black and white pictures of yourself.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
People will just, if they see a black and white picture of Stav, they'll just be like, "Oh, he's dead."
He's dead. Yeah, I can't get into photography right now because if people see if they see an old time, if they see one black and white me like gazing off like softly. You know what I mean? They're going to start texting my mom, being like, "Oh no, how can we help?" You know, like, yeah, it's tough when you've gotten so fat that you cannot. There's I've hit a couple different points, you know.
But your brother's fucking jacked. I ran into him right before I left New York at the museum. I was with my kids, and he just came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm Stav's brother." I was like, "Dude, you're fucking jacked."
Yeah.
So he's got to get you back in shape.
I know. It's funny because he started like, he just started running a business, and I would just go and hang out. I was like, "Oh, sick! I'm gonna help my brother with a gym. He's gonna be my slave. He has to work me out whenever." And then he's like, "No, I have to run my gym."
Yeah, I have
Sorry,
clients.
You fat cocksucker. Good luck. Good luck out there. I was like, "Fuck, dude. I help you buy this equipment, and you throw me to the fucking wolves to get fatter for a year." And that's what he did. But we're gonna get back to. I'm going back to Baltimore for a couple months.
Nice.
What kind of training you gonna do? You gonna do like Olympic lifting?
I
that
wish.
type of
Dude.
shit?
I have gotten so fat where I have to do like the training, like when an old woman breaks her hip. Those are the workouts.
Physical
I have
therapy.
Like you're in the pool?
I have to be in the pool. I have to like really thick rubber bands. I have to stretch those out a little
You
bit.
gotta do like the supported treadmill where you're like
dude,
strapped into it to take some weight off.
We don't want to add any weight here. We're just gonna do resistance bands.
It's so sad because I tried to get back. I was like, I'm gonna get a jump on it, like on the road. I'm gonna work out.
That is the worst thing that's
I get
ever
injured.
been said.
I've just been injured. Like one lift, my whole body's fucked. So
I've been going through that the last 2 years where your body just accumulates injuries and they never go away.
Yeah.
And it's like you step out of bed one day and you like sprain your foot. You're like, well, my foot's gonna hurt for the rest of my life.
yeah, I'm just done.
That's what's wrong with my foot.
Yeah.
Also, the workout on the road. The most I work out on the road is I pack gym shoes.
Yeah.
That's it. Like you pack it and you're like, yeah, I'll work out,
This
and then
works.
you just never take them out of your bag.
No. And now I'm getting too fat to walk too. I'm like, fuck. I need the elliptical. Like I'm hurting my feet walking, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I literally need an elliptical where my feet are locked in place. But I'm gonna look for a water treadmill. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna be fucking walking on.
You need the Babe Ruth workout where like those old videos of Babe Ruth where he would just sit there and they would like jiggle him.
Yes.
Like there you go. You worked out, babe.
There's like a board that women used to stand on that would just shake them back and forth, and that would make them lose weight. Or you could reach the point where you're just like, I'm gonna be a sauna guy.
Yeah.
And if you sweat, that's a workout.
The executive workout.
Yeah.
The steam sauna shower. Yeah.
The sauna era is coming.
Yeah.
The sauna era is absolutely.
It might be here.
It's here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, how different is this from just a towel around my neck? You know what I mean? Like, I need to just be one towel over my dick, one like this, hanging out for hours.
Well, I read your profile in GQ, and the opening line of it. By the way, congrats on having a profile written in GQ.
Thanks,
That-
man. Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty
crazy.
sick.
That's crazy. It's fucking-
Gentleman's Quarterly, and it's
Yeah,
a
well,
picture of stuff
when you're a gentleman.
with his tracksuit wide open with gold chains hanging
Well,
down
listen,
from his
when you
neck.
got famous on a cum podcast, and then you went on to get more famous asking people the last time they got pussy on the internet, you got to be in Gentleman's Quarterly. You know what I mean?
There's some old GQ executive who are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's happened to this fucking magazine?
We used to get Christian Bale every year.
Yeah, why is the fattest man I've ever seen in the magazine?
Is Pierce Brosnan dead? Yeah. What the fuck? We wanted to get him in a trench coat.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I love it.
Yeah,
Shout out to my boy Lawrence.
The opening sentence is great. 2 days before Thanksgiving, Stavros Halkias sits at the dining table of his 3-bedroom Astoria apartment, comfortably dressed in a lavender velour Sergio Tacchini sweatsuit.
That's right. Actually,
awesome.
it's this exact suit in lavender.
Nice.
How many do you own? That's another way that you can tell you're getting old. You just buy the same thing,
Bro.
different colors.
The only thing I have splurged on in my life is the tracksuit. If I saw a number of what I've spent on tracksuits, it would be so embarrassing.
But it is if you're heavier, the tracksuit, you put on a tracksuit and it's like Superman's cape. You become the most powerful man in the world. It's just a totally different vibe.
Absolutely,
like
dude.
if you put on that tracksuit, everyone walks around being like, "Damn,
dude, if
I
I
respect him."
If I was sitting here in a tucked in white shirt into some pleated khakis, you would be like, get this child molester out of here. You know what I mean? You'd be like, fuck.
But the
this guy.
tracksuit's like, no, this guy's wheeling and dealing. He's
Absolutely.
making business.
Absolutely, yeah. I look like I own the land that this building was built on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm above the landlord. I just come in here. I'm like, very good. How is everything, boys? You like the electricity I have here for you? Very much. Too many lamps. Turn off, Red. Too much electricity you spend. When can I meet the sports guys? Where is Michael Jordan? I hear you guys do sports interviews. It's just like the guy. That's who I look like.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
The tracksuit is like, that guy's got something going on, and I don't
yeah.
know what it is, and I don't know if I want to know what it is.
Dude, if you walk into, I've done this a couple times where you walk into a place where everyone's in a suit and you're in a tracksuit. Everyone's like, this guy fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, or they're like, they just won't ask any questions. It's you could be so dressed down that they're like, this guy's a lunatic for coming in here like this. We're not asking any questions. Now it turns out I'm not in the mafia. I'm just so fat I don't want to wear clothes that buckle.
Yeah.
But still, I project that air.
You're
know?
right. The tracksuit is like a press credential or security credentials
yes.
everywhere you go. No one's like, hey, why is this guy here? It's like, no, someone knows why he's here.
Yeah.
We don't ask questions.
Absolutely.
If you had a golf cart and a tracksuit, you're getting in. You could get into the White House.
Without question, yes.
Easily.
Yeah, I'm the president's bookie.
You're just Hunter Biden's best friend. That really is the truth.
If Hunter Biden doesn't have a friend that looks like me, that's fucked up,
If
dude.
you showed up to the White House, they would all just be like, yeah, I think he knows Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to know Hunter.
Yeah, that's Hunter's Pussy Connect. That's the guy who brings him horse.
That's the guy who dropped off the laptop.
Yeah.
He made the mistake.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, let me see. My nephew could take a look at your laptop.
How many more pictures are we going to get out of that laptop? It seems like he had
It's awesome.
like thousands of pictures, and he took a lot of pictures of him smoking crack.
That's awesome, dude. I love it. I'm so pro Hunter. It's because it's like so many politicians' kids like steal our money and then what? Make foundations.
Yeah, that's
gay
exactly what they
bullshit
do.
like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude. Let's fucking smoke crack, get our dick sucked. That if I can't have universal health care, at least the people robbing me are having a good time.
And just think about it
You know
this
what I mean?
way. Yeah, like Chelsea Clinton, she's got probably some crazy foundation. She's probably
Yeah.
helping all these people. It doesn't really do anything for us. Hunter Biden is just giving us laughs
Dude,
and content
yeah,
constantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's the way to do it. If you're going to be corrupt. Like, look, Saddam Hussein's sons, except for like all the murder and stuff, having like a fucking tiger that you make gold armor for and shit like that, that's awesome. That's so much cooler than the foundation for somebody with lupus or whatever the fuck. That probably most of it's not even going. It's mostly going to spend on like in the office.
Or like, you're just buying, art and laundering money.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see it just all out in the, like, Hunter Biden makes mistakes that like we would make.
Totally.
And he's the president's son.
And he's not on a secret pedophile island. It's all out there for us. You know
he's
what I
just
mean?
paying for his sex.
Transparency.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it.
The numbers, there was like $1 million in hookers in the last like 5 years. He was just putting up like Wilt Chamberlain.
Fuck yes, dude. That's so sick.
He'd be so fun to hang out with for one night. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like that he should actually have. There should be a cameo for Hunter Biden or people like Hunter Biden. Just like one night, come party with me.
Yeah.
Chill with Hunter.
Just
Yeah.
chill with Hunter for a night. I'll show
Chill
you
with
my.
Hunter.
I can show you my world.
Yeah.
When Joe's over, dude. When Joe's dead, he might become that guy. He might rent himself out as a party companion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It would
that's
work.
the way
So
to go.
I want to talk about your special real quick. So last time you were on, you had a special on YouTube.
That's right.
Now we're on Netflix. What was that transition? Is that like a no-brainer, or were you actually thinking like, well, YouTube was kind of sick because people could just watch it and, it got
Yeah.
to a lot of people?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I definitely thought about it because YouTube. I mean, the internet, like I said, has been the best thing in the world. I mean, you guys know it. Like our whole careers, our lives are hysterical because of the internet. Like I said, from Come Town to like just literally crowd work, like just posting clips and then my YouTube channel too. Like tons of people find me from YouTube, and so I thought about it for sure. But it just came down to like, Netflix is the biggest streaming platform. Like we forget about that because we made our shit on the internet and we're like, but it's like there's so many other people to reach.
Yeah.
Where it's like just some regular motherfuckers that are watching Suits. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're not on YouTube. They're not like clicking off of like, they're not going from like, was Jesus black? You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to like, they're not going to like conspiracy YouTube over to like stand up. You know, what I mean? They're just like watching. They're sad The Office is gone from Netflix and they need something new to watch.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's expose myself to them. You know what I mean?
How many of those people do you think turned it on and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Hopefully a lot.
Yeah.
I hope I
was watching The Crown and then I got this recommended to me. what just happened?
Yeah.
I love that idea of just people being like, what the? And they probably laughed.
I would love half were disgusted, half laughed, and we take that half that laughed, and then we fucking, double it up, do the next one. But yeah, it's just sick. I mean, it's also the thing of like, I know you guys, not to bring up like fucking, I guess it's like, imagine if Barstool Van Talk hadn't failed.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a Netflix special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like imagine if like, and you guys were fucked for being too, like, I think it was too early, because I think if I tried to make a mainstream thing back then, like,
Yeah.
that was cancel season, dude.
Right.
I feel like now people are kind of over it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like if you guys wanted, in a heartbeat, you could have a fucking legacy TV show, but you realize like, fuck it, we'll make it ourselves. Who gives a fuck? We're in a hilarious studio. I don't have the fucking Barstool resources,
Right.
And so it's cool to be with Netflix where they have, they've put out some of the best specials in the last 10 years, or and like the modern iteration of stand up. That's pretty much the major one.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just a cool thing to do. They were great to work with. I was shocked. Like, I was worried they'd be like censoring shit. They were cool, dude.
Except for the fat little slut.
Except for not being able to call it fat little slut, which, I've tried to call 2 specials in a row, and I don't think it'll ever happen. Yeah.
Have you heard from like people you went to high school with that didn't know that you were doing stand up, and they're like, "Oh shit, Stavi's on my TV right now"?
Yeah. Now it's not only them, but like also like people and like relatives in Greece and shit. I can't pretend I'm not successful anymore. That's the hard part. It's like now it's like, fuck. If there's some expense in the village, I got to spring for it. You know what I mean? Like but yeah, that's another thing. It's like people just do, like, people were just like, holy shit. To them, it felt like, it feels real, where it's like, I've been out here for whatever, however long, since I was 19, whatever. It's just been going good the last couple of years. But yeah, there is something perception-wise where it's just like, you get on Netflix, you get on this like mainstream thing, and people are just like, "Oh yeah, I guess you're a real comedian."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Have you thought about maybe Giannis sitting down on his couch and he opens up Netflix and then boom, there's Stavi? He's probably seen you.
Dude, he's in the special thanks. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the
Oh,
last
I
name
love
of the
that.
special thanks for inspiring me to be a champion.
Yeah. Wait, have people tried to cancel you at any point?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so.
It is kind of over, and also comedians.
I also don't give a fuck. Like,
right,
that's the
comedians
thing.
live in a world that it's nice that you guys be like, we're making people laugh.
Yeah.
That's the job.
Totally.
So we do say stuff that is like crazy. It's to laugh.
Totally.
You can opt in or opt out.
Let's have a good time. If
Right.
you don't like it, great. I don't give a fuck. Fine, go away. I don't give a just come to the show or don't.
It does
That's how
feel
it
like
feels
the world has moved to that spot, and it's a lot nicer. Where people are like, guess what? It's not for you. Don't
Totally.
listen to it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, they might still, whatever, who gives a fuck. At the end of the day, it's like, that's why starting your own thing. I mean, that's why even when I first left Cumtown, I was like, damn, I don't want to do a podcast. But then it did, like a few months later, kind of dawned on me, like, yeah, it's good to just have your own thing no matter what. Like, just again, looking at you guys, looking at everybody who's done like their own internet thing, even other comics, it's like a podcast is just like this. You get to connect with your fans like once a week, whatever. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, they cancel me. I'm not allowed to fucking be on Netflix or
You still have your podcast.
HBO. I have my
Yeah.
podcast.
And
I put my
stand-up.
own shit out, and then I'll make my own. Like Shane Gillis just made his own sitcom.
Yeah.
Like filmed his own thing, and it's like that's the thing. At the end of the day, that's what's cool about comedy and having your own audience. That's why I'm so grateful for people that just directly go to my shit, go to my shows, like subscribe to my shit. It's like, I'll just be able to make whatever the fuck I want.
And Shane is a perfect example where it's like the SNL thing happened. That was kind of the height of the cancellation era, and then he just made like a 10 million times funnier SNL.
Yeah,
it's like you guys
exactly.
fucked up.
Shane is almost like cancellation Jesus.
Yeah.
Like he died for all our sins, and now no one can get canceled anymore.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's true.
go ahead, cancel me. I guess I'll get more famous.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean?
I'll have
Like
more fans. And
Yeah.
people will like me even more.
He fucking defeated the fucking tattletale nerds.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
that one guy who tried to cancel him. I'm sure he just sits
Fuck
at
it,
home
what a
every
fucking
day, and he's just
loser.
like, I thought it would work. I thought
I've
my
only
life
made it more powerful.
I thought my life would be fulfilled tearing down someone else.
Yeah. Now that's a
Well,
pipsqueak. That's a pencil
That's a
neck.
total pipsqueak. Yes, that's absolutely.
We're going to get back to Stavi in a second. He's brought to you by Pardon My Cheesesteak. That's right, Pardon My Cheesesteak, sponsoring the Africa Bowl. Billy's over in Kenya, Uganda right now, training with the boys. Thanks to Pardon My Cheesesteak. Hold on to your taste receptors because we're introducing the stars of the show, the Chicken Bacon Ranch Cheesesteak, the Irresistible Chicken Tenders, and the monumental Big Cat Combo. I'm also going to say you can order yours Billy's way, which is when you get the sandwich and then you turn it over. That would be a good way to tie it into the Uganda Bowl. Whether you're a cheesesteak aficionado, a finger food enthusiast, or simply someone who values the art of comfort cuisine, this menu has something for everyone. Order now on pardonmycheesesteak.com. That's pardonmycheesesteak.com. Also available on Uber Eats. And now here's more Stavi. You do have like a very hardcore audience. Like your fans fucking love you.
Yeah,
And with the clips that you put out, I know you do a lot of crowd work. Do people do they start going to shows wearing stuff, hoping like, I hope Stav roasts me?
Oh, that's so funny. Somebody comes looking stupid as shit.
Yeah.
Some people will yell out or like you can tell when somebody really wants to be a part of but it's like that's just not how it works.
Right.
Like it's not going to be funny if you have some shitty joke that you've thought of, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or so it's like I try to avoid that, and I just go. The magic is in someone who doesn't want to be talked to. The magic is in like someone who like even just doesn't really know whether they're a friend of a friend. Like you can kind of sniff it out, and it's like let's just have a real conversation. Let's get to know you. Or somebody who yells out their thing and they have something in their head, you know, they're like, Ron Jeremy, you know, like they've just been thinking about a thing I've heard 500 times, and then you let them bomb, and then you're like, what's going on with you, man? Do you like your father? You know what I mean? Like, and then you just like, why do you feel the need to yell out like that? You know, and it's like you psychoanalyze them and shit, and it's the best. I mean, it's fun to just fuck around with people, and that's like only a little part of the show. I only do like, honestly, if you come see me for an hour, I'll do 10, maybe 15 minutes of crowd work just to feel like you're not a robot. Like I always did that even before I put crowd work clips out. I was like, let's make this feel like a live show.
Yeah, it's different than every show you do.
Exactly. That's
Right.
wit's cool about stand-up is like every show is a little different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we try and avoid that shit. But there was one guy who came to a special taping dressed like in full tiger print, and I thought he was fucking with me, and I think he was just like a tech bro who just was trying. Like those fucking nerds get money and don't understand how to be cool.
Yeah.
And so they just overdo it. And I swear to God, I didn't fuck with them for 20 minutes of the special taping because I thought he had a developmental disability. Like I was like, there's no way a grown man, you know what I mean, who's like here on his own would dress like this. And then, you know, I figured out he wasn't.
Yeah.
We've got a guy sitting in this room in the booth right now that's going to do an hour of stand-up in Vegas.
Yes.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
So Hank is going to have to be a stand-up comedian. Full hour set in Vegas. Do you have any tips for him? First timer, get up on stage. He's very nervous.
Yeah, he should be. It's going to be horrible. It's like an hour is a long time, bro. That sucks, Dick.
It's a long
That
time.
sucks.
Our idea was for him to just get up there and just be the world's first cover comedian and just tell everybody else's jokes.
Yeah, I thought he should do Carlos Mencia's set. Would be great.
Right. Ooh, double covered.
Yeah, double covered.
That's
No
like
one's done that.
That's like Korean fried chicken where they fry it twice.
Yeah.
Hank steals twice.
He's screwed.
No, Hank is so fucked. An hour is so long. Where I think he needs to break it up with like, you know, we were talking a little bit outside. Stories are nice. It eats up some time.
Yeah.
You know, a little.
He could do magic. If I had lost, I would have actually trained
Magic's
to do
fun.
an entire magic set.
Oh, so what are
That's
the
just a
parameters?
lie.
Stand-up.
One man
That's
show.
not a lie.
It's such a
It's
fun thing to say.
It's a one-man show. Well,
Fuck,
yeah,
I put the
unfortunately, I
cans
did
on?
beat you, but
I
yeah,
can't hear the boys.
it's a one-man show, and he can't do like questions from the audience. He can't do like a
no
Q&A,
Q&A.
like anything like that.
Oh, one man show.
Or
Yeah.
isn't
Oh, you should make up like getting molested or something, Hank. You should make like a fucking bummer like a theater piece. where it's like-
surviving Barstool my edition?
Yeah.
yeah. Make up how these guys have abused you.
He should do his version of Nanette.
Yeah, Hankette.
When was the first time? How long were you doing stand up before you did 60 minutes?
A long time. Like literally 5 years probably before I did an hour, easily. And even that was like tough. I was like, fuck, this is gonna suck.
You got to get up beforehand, Hank. You got to do a couple sets
I
somewhere
know.
else.
Yeah, you got to do it's gonna be so when you realize how fast it goes, because you're gonna have this is what happens when everybody starts comedy. It's like you think you have an hour easy, and then you get on stage and it's like
I don't have a minute.
2.5 minutes is over. Yeah, and it's over. Yeah.
Wait, Hank, you want to try your material?
I don't have any.
No,
I
told you did like 30 seconds of your bit.
I spent a little bit of time on Friday night just like looking at a piece of paper, starting to write ideas, and like there's not much.
What about your Dave Portnoy?
I like that you like sit alone with yourself and you're like, there's nothing here.
Nothing. I got nothing. I'm bombing for me. Okay, Hank.
I like callbacks. That's the only stand up. I appreciate the stand ups that like set something up and then come back to it 45 minutes later.
Okay.
That's a goal.
All right,
that's on the vision board.
Sounds like that means you have 10 seconds. You have one joke and then you mention it 40 minutes later. All right.
No, he's got 10 seconds. He says the first joke and then 10 seconds later he does a callback.
Yeah.
First joke.
By the way, I love that because it's like this is clear. Hank really is going through like the motions of being a new comic because that's like callbacks are like complete bullshit. You get
the round
gimmicks.
of applause.
Yeah.
Wave and then
to just get an applause break. A comic with too many callbacks really is, but one is good, but you don't want to overdo it. I think let's go through the Stavros Halkias school of stand-up comedy. Sexual embarrassments, Hank. You know what I mean?
That's good. I do that. That's the other thing I realized. Like I've kept the private life private, the dating life private the last 3 years. That I can open up. I think I can. There's some stuff that I've wanted to say that's funny that I just haven't. But I think that this is a good opportunity for that.
I think
that'll
so.
give me like a minute.
That's why. All right, we're 59 down. All right.
I could do a song. So this is my other plan.
Song, yeah.
I get one song. So I want to get like 30 minutes. Song to break it up and then finish. And maybe the last 30 minutes is just roasting my coworkers.
You think you could do that for 30 minutes?
No.
I'm just like the Comedy Central roasts that were produced and had 10 of the funniest people in the world. Those were 1 hour. And those were a lot of editing and a lot of writing went into it. You think you could do half of that by yourself?
He might just get mean. He just might say the meanest stuff about all.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think if it's a one-man show, I think you're going about this the wrong way. Be fake dramatic, like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What I mean?
Do a magic trick. Do like what? Well, you can learn a magic trick.
Yeah, but you'd be like, I was gonna learn a fucking magic show.
It was gonna be terrible. It was gonna be the worst magic ever, but I was gonna try to do it.
A dance number? Why not a dance number?
Oh, you should get some tap shoes.
Yeah, tap shoes. That could be like fucking
the Rockettes.
Shirley Temple. What the fuck is her name? Shirley Temple. Yeah. You get a little. Do an Orphan Annie thing. Costume changes.
Oh, costume changes would be big.
Yeah.
Get a pole out there. Do some aerial work.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, dude, you're going about this the wrong way. An hour of stand-ups, you're not going to be able to do that. No. It's going to be crazy. But you could do 15 maybe of stand-up.
You should smash some fruit and Gallagher.
Gallagher style.
So funny if you smash some shit.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
You got to break it up into segments. You could probably do 15 minutes of just stand-up, right? Not going to be great, but you could, what you thought was going to go into that hour, you could do in 15. Then we have the song. Let's say it's 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then we have a dance number. Then you have a dance number. Then
a magic trick.
And I know you said no questions from the audience, but what if he did like those fake people that pretended they were psychics? Yeah. What if Hank pretended to do what if he did like a 10-minute segment where he's like, it's with a D. Somebody's mother with a D recently died. You know what I mean? Like
that works.
Pretending to be a psychic.
Yes.
There's a lot of you know why Cedric the Entertainer got his name Cedric the Entertainer? Because he would book himself on shows where he did not have an hour, and he was called the Entertainer because he would play the saxophone.
Yeah,
he would sing, he would dance. We got Hank the Entertainer here, dude. We got Hank the Entertainer here.
What if you got what was that stupid instrument we all learned?
Recorder.
The recorder. What if you got a recorder? Did some hot cross buns.
I gotta save it. I was gonna learn a song on the guitar. If I could do multiple songs, that changes everything.
Right. Well, I think there should be one sing song where you sing.
Oh, you could get the whole crowd singing.
And then one instrumental. That could be fair.
Yeah. We can allow the crowd to sing a song together.
Yeah.
Mr. Brightside or something.
Yeah.
I was thinking the A Star Is Born song.
Yeah,
tell me something good.
What about Hank? What about you should also think NBA halftime stuff. Like maybe we can get a dog. Like those type of things.
Unicycle, balance some fucking plates on a unicycle.
Yeah.
We
is
do have
great.
the unicycle here.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
can't
dude.
fucking ride it.
Well, you can learn.
I tried, yeah.
Get ready to learn unicycle,
Yeah,
buddy.
dude, you're going about this the wrong way.
Yeah.
Donkey show. You get fucked in the ass by a horse. That's the big closer. Tijuana donkey show. Or if you want to do, more tame, ping pong balls coming out of your ass.
Yeah.
You could be wearing a kilt, and then you just go, and they come out of your ass. You don't have to show your ass, but they could pop out.
Oh, drop this.
Yeah, dude, that's
That'll
a
be
Pardon My
fine.
Balls.
Yeah.
That's a good commercial for Pardon My Balls. They
Yeah.
come out of Hank's ass. Oh, the lottery? You do a lottery drawing out of Hank's ass?
Get up there, you're like, I have one number in my ass.
Yeah. And whoever guesses it in the audience gets some fucking, gets their own lottery ball machine.
Gets the ball.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot here.
Dude, yeah.
All right, so 15 minutes to stand up and then build out the rest.
Yeah.
Yes,
The good
I
thing
think
is,
that's
like,
fair.
Even if it's bad, it's going to be so bad that
It's going to be
that
bad. It's
good
not like
again.
even. You don't have to say even.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're holding out hope. Should we talk about the Ravens?
Let's do it.
How are we feeling?
We're feeling good. I mean, look, I have to take. You're of two minds, right? Where you're the objective. Like, I do think they're the best team in the AFC. I think I still believe in Lamar. I still think the defense, even though fucking Stafford shredded us, it was fucking annoying. Now he did get a couple insane throws where it's like, I was like, where did this come from? Why is he good again? Like couple of touchdowns, that motherfucker was off his back foot with somebody was coming at him clean, and he got a couple of those throws off. So you can't even really be mad at the defense, but objectively, I still feel good. But there is that fan doomsday shit where it's like, why are we the classic team that the narrative of playing down to your opponent?
Yeah,
We're the classic.
Can't
team of
step
that.
on throats. Like you've had a couple
Exactly.
times where you've done it with the Seahawks and the Lions.
See,
but yeah.
he didn't though, because when you blow a team out, there's never even that moment. It's not stepping on their throat. That's not taking the game over in the third quarter and being like, "Fuck this! You've been hanging around all game. Now we go up by 3 scores."
Yeah.
We've been up by fucking. It was never in doubt.
The Browns game is the one that concerns me the most. That was the old school Ravens where it's like the Ravens were up 2 touchdowns, and it's like this is the moment in third quarter. If you score here, the game's
Exactly.
over, and you let them back in, and then you lose.
But it's not just that game. I mean, the fucking Steelers game.
Yeah.
The Colts. We lost to the fucking Colts.
I know.
And I'm a little worried. I don't know, man. I don't want to say anything sacrilegious, but it's like to come out of a bye and to have some weird coaching moves. It's just like I'm a little worried about my boy Johnny. I don't know, dude. It's like you should look fucking awesome after a bye when you've got such a sick team. And I thought the way we handled the first half yesterday was weird. We didn't use our timeouts. That challenge flag where it's like, dude, it's a fucking touchdown.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? I mean, you have a sick arm. Congratulations.
There's a frustration
That was fucking
flag.
awesome.
We always talk about how much we love it when a coach will check. It's basically.
But that's the whole job.
Yeah,
it's
they-
not to be we're the
Yeah.
fucking a dumbass on the couch like fucking challenge it.
Yeah.
And the coach was supposed to be like, no, it's a touchdown. Like,
Yeah,
let it get- you
they
know what I mean?
revert to like their inner 6-year-old where they try to unplug the
Yeah.
PS2,
yes,
and they're
yes.
just like, "Fuck this! Does
Yeah.
not count."
They just
Yeah.
say, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. That was not a touchdown.
Bullshit.
Like when
Bullshit,
you
that's a bullshit
we used
call.
to pause Madden when your friend was like on a great drive. You're like, "Oh, my finger slipped."
yeah. As he released the
Yeah,
ball,
it's
you
like, no, I
paused
just need
it.
to collect my thoughts.
Sorry,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
But they are the best team in the AFC. I mean, the Dolphins, we don't know about the Dolphins yet.
You'll find out. You get to play the
We play
Niners
'em-
and Dolphins.
I know. Get to is an interesting way to phrase that, but yeah.
Well,
You're right.
The
We'd rather
Ravens
find out now.
The Ravens are in a weird position where they are actually on the field. They're going to get to decide in the last month of the season both 1 seeds in the NFC and
True.
AFC.
Holy shit.
Like if they beat the Niners and Dolphins,
Mm.
someone else is getting the 1 seed in the NFC, and then the Ravens are going to get it in the AFC. If
Yep.
they lose to both, it's going to be Dolphins and Niners.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, it runs through Baltimore, baby.
That's right.
The whole fucking NFL runs through Baltimore, yeah. I mean, I think I still believe in Lamar. I think he's the fucking man, and I think we could have because here's what I'm telling myself. Because it's always like don't step on necks, like they don't get up for the games that aren't like that Lions game was such a huge statement. Like everybody was talking about going into that week, everyone was like, now we find out about these teams. And I think that's when they played awesome. So the same thing can be said with this Dolphins and the Niners games where it's like, all right, if you motherfuckers show up here, then I'm not scared because that means come playoff time where the stakes are so high, you'll be ready to go. Now, does it scare me that we might have like a if we don't get out of the first round is when I would feel the worst about the Ravens in a weird way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what if they doomsday scenario play Joe Flacco?
Well, I'm looking at it right now.
Doomsday scenario play Flacco.
If the season ended today, you'd have the bye.
Yeah.
We don't know what the Dolphins are going to do on Monday Night Football, but right now you'd have the bye, and then you would potentially play Flacco in the second round.
Hilarious.
At home. The prodigal son.
That would be the
Joe
hardest.
Flacco revenge game.
That would be brutal, dude. That would be like, you know how the Klitschko's said they couldn't fight because their mom would be too sad?
Yeah.
I would be the Klitschko's mom watching that, where it's like Flacco versus the Ravens. I would be like, oh, don't hurt him. Joe, please, just throw a couple picks for old time's sake for us. So, I don't know. I'm and don't get me wrong, again, the team is awesome. I love the team. It's so cool to see, like, the defense just, I thought they were going to be solid, but they've been playing out of their fucking minds. And I think the pass rush is crazy. The secondary can scare me at times. Like that last drive, we just kind of. I would like to have one more great fucking DB, but whatever, we can figure that out next year. But I do think this team has played fucking awesome. I believe in Lamar. Things are lining up nice, especially if we get Andrews back. That would be fucking crazy. But if we get him back for the playoffs, even though I like Likely, I think he's fucking good too. But, yeah, dude, I'm all over the place because this team, the highs have been so high and the lows have been so low. It's a classic team that just doesn't let you enjoy anything, really.
And Lamar, he's going through his, like, seasonal affective diarrhea that he has.
Which I respect. Again, I respect.
It's like right after Thanksgiving and the holidays, eating a lot of greasy food. He just takes, like, Tuesdays, Wednesdays off every week. Just,
He has
to shit.
Just to shit himself. Which,
Yeah.
again, I like to see myself and my quarterback. You know what I mean? Shitting too much has affected my career a lot.
It happens every year. He just has like a week where it's like, hey, what's going on with Lamar?
Pepto is the MVP of my December, without question.
Oh, I said it after Thanksgiving. If you had like, if I had like died and they did a coronary autopsy, they'd be like, this man is 98% Pepto.
Yeah, dude.
How is this possible? He doesn't have blood anymore.
And the Pepto shits are weird.
Oh yeah,
they're green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you think you're dying,
or
but
jet
it's
black sometimes.
Yeah, jet black is tough.
Yeah,
no, I take Pepto like multivitamins this time of year. Every day I wake up and take a couple just to be safe.
Just trying to stay on path.
I like that's like our only thing that we do as guys to monitor our health is we turn around, we look in the toilet after we shit.
Yeah,
that's how we know if we're sick or not.
I'm currently the last month I'm dying.
Yeah,
based
tough
on
to
my
see ribbons out there. It's like, can I get a nice log? Can I know that I'm healthy like a horse?
Yeah.
I've got like three packets of Zen in my shit. I gotta cut down the nicotine.
Like corn kernels. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
I'm not digesting these.
It is sick. I have to say, it's incredible to watch Flacco, dude.
Yeah,
it just feels right.
He just, no matter what, his spiral is just so fucking good.
Well, that's what it is. It's like a girl you dated in college and you've drifted apart, and it's like now we're in our 50s and I see her at a wedding and it's like, she's a little worse for wear, the wrinkles or whatever but that rack is still singing. That's Flacco's spiral, dude. It's like a great pair of titties that never sags. No matter how fucking old Flacco gets, you could put him theoretically, I think, into his 50s. If he's behind the best offensive line in the league, I think he could play forever, just fucking tossing those beautiful spirals. And whether it's so exciting too, because it's like touchdown, PI, or the worst interception you've ever seen in your life. All three are in play.
Yes.
At every single time he drops back, and it just kills me. It's for the fucking Browns.
Yeah.
It fucking kills me to see on the fucking Browns, and they don't even give him who wears 5 in the Browns. Who's got 5? Why the fuck the disrespect giving Flacco 15?
Yeah, he needs 5.
It's
crazy.
5.
It's true.
Definitely not a retired number, right?
Yeah, but it is true. Flacco has that. When Flacco unleashes one, you're like, this is gonna rock.
It's fucking
because
awesome.
it's either gonna be a awesome completion, an interception, or a hilarious ball that's like 15 yards past the receiver.
Yeah, so hit somebody in the fucking stands. He's the man.
Sometimes he throws it like almost straight up in the air. Like, remember playing that game 500 with your friends?
Yeah, yes.
That's what Flacco does with his deep balls. He just throws it up to the sky.
It's beautiful. But we talked about the numbers a little bit. Here's my I'm starting to get a little bit of an old man take. This is my most Republican take, where it's like, the numbers have gotten out of control.
Yeah.
We have to rein it back a little bit. Like, there's too many cool numbers out there. You have to be like, it's still like, I think, first of all, the zeros, to be number 0, you have to be the best guy on your fucking team. There's got to be a rule where it's like, to have a weird number, you have to be awesome.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm seeing too many fucking bench. Pro Bowl, absolutely.
Yeah.
All pro. 0 is all pro.
Yeah.
And then I think you have to decide only one guy in each position groups gets a cool number.
Yeah.
Because that way it pops. If you see a 0, which the Ravens are a great example. Roquan has 0. That's fucking awesome, right? He deserves it. But it's like, I want to see a couple 50s around him.
Yeah.
I don't want to see fucking cool numbers. It's like, and we can't get to the point where kickers are in the 40s, they're in the 60s.
Yeah.
It's not fucking college. Let's show some fucking respect to the National Football League.
When a wide receiver group doesn't have anyone in the 80s, you're like, this is wrong.
No, so wrong. There should be a rule where it's like, the NFL's decide there has to be 2 awesome receivers have to take 81 and 84 each year. 2 Pro Bowlers, one has to have 81, one has to have 84.
Yeah.
It's fucked up for not to be a cool 81 or 84.
Yeah. Like there's a whole group of kids in America that are going to be like 10 and 11 are the coolest numbers for wide receivers. Like, what?
Sucks, dude.
Your fattest receiver should wear 88.
Yeah.
Always. Like
Like
a
a
big
blocking
guy.
tight
Yeah,
end.
yeah. Like, I still liked when a linebacker wearing 40, so he could technically be a fullback. That was cool. Like, that's the coolest that you get. Or 30.
Yeah.
That was always sick when the linebacker had 30. But even, like, it's getting out of control. And, like, Clowney, I love that he's fucking rejuvenated on the Ravens. He's played fucking awesome. It's fucking weird he's wearing 24.
It is really strange.
It's fucking weird.
You're right. It does look like college football.
Yeah, and I hate that. Like, and look, I know you guys love college. I'm a fucking pro football guy. That's all. That's the football I like. Fucking edge rushers need to be wearing 90s, or if you're really fucking cool, maybe a 50, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you go LT with it or whatever the fuck.
And if
get
you're
into
running
college
back,
football.
single number, then you have to also return punts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be the rule. You can't.
You have to be fast. You can't
Yeah.
be a fat running back with a single number.
I was saying you should get into college football. It's the best.
It's just too much. I know, but it's, and listen, I'll pop into the big, I treat it like, I watch all the big games. I watch I'm happy when there's high level football on a Saturday. That's fucking sick. Like, I liked rooting just on principle against Alabama. That the SEC championship was cool, but I can't commit to another. I love
It is
sports,
a lot
but
of
it's just
time.
like,
Yeah.
I'm barely keeping it together between hoops and I will say the NFL has burrowed back into my life. And like when we first met, I was barely watching the NFL because of Lamar. How much I love Lamar has really gotten me fully back into the NFL like when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So I could see a world where I get into college all over the place, but it's too much, bro.
It's a lot of time.
It's a lot of
It's
time.
a lot of
And I like cherry picking. I like just watching the good ones. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's the bad ones, though, the best.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, this isn't even football.
Yeah, I know. The fucking who is it? Iowa that has just a good punter.
His punt.
Yeah, they had 1,000 more punt yards than offensive yards.
I mean, you have an illness.
Yeah,
that,
it's
you're
great.
saying that with glee is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's so much fun to watch because like watching a team like Iowa play football, it's so much fun because you're like, if they just keep it a 1-score game, they will get like a punt block or a punt return,
yeah.
and then they'll win the game, and people will be so mad, be like, how'd this happen again?
That's a team where everyone should have to wear a number in the 60s. Even the quarterback should have to be wearing like 63. Like
Duplicate numbers.
It's a great game to have on like a secondary TV. It's a great side dish of
Sure,
football.
sure.
It can't, if that's your main course, if you're an Iowa fan, you fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And you hate that other people, you get embarrassed.
Of course.
That
as
other
you
people
should
are
be.
watching your team. You're
Yeah,
like, please
yeah.
don't watch my team. It affects me personally.
Of course.
Let me put you on a new like old man yells at cloud thing.
Please.
That we've noticed this year.
Please.
Have you noticed the mouthpieces?
Yes, I
The
have.
dangly mouthpieces.
It's so fucked up how old I'm getting where I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not safe.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be watching a guy running. I'm like, watch out, buddy.
I think not only is it not safe, I think that if you look at Diggs or some of the guys that have like the big mouthpieces that flop around, that flops in their field of vision sometimes.
Right,
When they're trying to catch a ball. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't affect you a little bit.
Totally.
And some guys, this is where it's getting so bad
two
that it's cool
mouthpieces?
again. Yeah, the two mouthpieces.
One for show and one for go. Yeah. That's fucked up.
There's a dude on Georgia that had 3 mouthpieces. he was wearing one. He had one hanging from his face mask, and then he had another one in his ear hole.
All right, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's
I do think the big ones are so, but like DK wears one that's like almost like, is this a fetish sex thing?
Yeah, it's a pacifier.
Like it's like what's going on here? Does he want a giant woman to just fucking cradle him and suck his dick while she's doing it? Like, what's going on? I'm like, he's into something interesting.
Part of my take is sponsored by BetterHelp. Whether or not your family gives gifts during the holidays, you get to define how you give to yourself. And the holidays are a great time to do that. So whether it's by starting therapy, going easier on yourself during the tough moments, or treating yourself to a day of complete rest, remember to give yourself some love this holiday season. I've personally benefited from therapy in the past. It's helped me get through times of loss. Therapy is a great tool that you can use to help get your thoughts in order and feel better about yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It's suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT. Stavi's also brought to you by The Farmer's Dog. I personally use The Farmer's Dog. Blake loves The Farmer's Dog. The turkey, I was looking at the turkey meal that they send over, and it looks like you could actually eat it yourself as a human being. I would not mind eating The Farmer's Dog. It's food quality. It's good ingredients. It's human quality food. That's what I'm getting at. And the results of switching your dog's food from kibble to fresh can seem like magic. When a senior dog starts acting like a puppy again and the pickiest of eaters can't wait for dinner time, you might think some spells were cast, but The Farmer's Dog doesn't use any sorcery or secret ingredients to make their fresh food. Just science. Actually, last night, Blake was hanging out with me down in the basement at about 5:30. He eats at about, I'd say, 6:30 to 7 every night. 6:15, Blake was gone. I was like, uh-oh, what's he chewing on? You don't want to leave a puppy running around in the house all by himself. I go upstairs, and he's sitting next to his dog dish because he's just waiting for The Farmer's Dog. He's drooling. He loves this stuff. If you have a picky eater, The Farmer's Dog is the best thing you can ever do for them. It's the best option for dogs at all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo. It's just real, healthy food. They're made from healthy ingredients to human food safety standards. And Blake's up to 75 pounds right now. He's grown like a weed, and it's because of The Farmer's Dog. The coat's better. The breath is even better. The poops are easier to pick up. The Farmer's Dog isn't just fresh, high-quality food. They also send the food pre-portioned specifically for your dog based on their unique nutritional needs. The Farmer's Dog's been keeping Stella healthy for years and years and years, even before they were a sponsor. They've helped Blake grow. It's a great, great quality dog food. I highly recommend it. And you can get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/PMT to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/PMT. And now here's more Stavi.
You know what I mean?
You mentioned basketball.
Yes.
So, by the way, Anthony Walker, linebacker's 5 on the Browns. That's bullshit.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
Come on.
That's
Come
bullshit.
On, dude.
How happy are you that Giannis re-signed? Because I know that there was probably in the back of your head, your guy Sam Morrill, who was on the show, was doing some heavy recruiting.
I was with Sam. Here's the thing. I like Milwaukee. I love as a city. It's fun, but I would have loved if Giannis left.
Yeah,
I would have loved if he was.
I guess that's true. You're just rooting for Giannis.
I'm
you have
just
nothing to
rooting
do with
for
the
Giannis.
Bucks.
I have nothing to do with Milwaukee. I was with Sam drinking. You should have seen our text. There's a couple days where it's like, I think it's happening, dude. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I think, he's like, I DM'd Thanasis. He said, he gave me a winky face. You know what I mean? Like the fucking dots he was connecting were so fucking funny. And the thing is, Thanasis, I think he almost did sign with the Knicks, and that would have really gotten me going. You know what I mean? But I'm happy that he's with Dame. I know they have some shit to figure out. More than anything, what scares me about the Bucks is the coach. I just think like rookie coach, and then he chased off the Blazers coach Terry Stotts. He was supposed to be like his main assistant, which I always love when a new coach has like a guy who's done it before, and just to kind of they left in a shouting match. It's a little scary, especially because fucking. I don't know. I hate to say that Boston's good, but it's funny when it seems like their whole team is kind of, without Porzingis, they kind of fall apart, which is hilarious to think about. But I'm happy for him. I think it's cool just to have two awesome guys on the same team, no matter what. Even if you would say it would be more sound to have kept Drew just because of the defense, Dame and Giannis are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Sports at the end of the day is like rooting for sick shit.
Yes.
It's rooting for
cool shit that you've never seen happen.
Cool shit, dude.
Yeah.
The cool shit fucking ceiling is sky high with Dame and Giannis on the same fucking team in the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Like two clutch motherfuckers with completely different skill sets. It's going to be awesome. That's why, back to the last time I was on here, when we were like, I was worried Lamar was going to leave. I was like, just fucking pay him because I want to root for Lamar. I don't fucking, even if we don't win, all the Sundays of fun that I get with the fucking crazy spin moves, that's what it's all about. And that's why it's like, yeah, fuck it. I don't care if the Bucks, like, I don't care like if analytically it was not the right thing or some people claim it's not. I'm still not convinced. It's fucking awesome. Those guys fucking rule.
I was also just so happy because it's always great when like a city like Milwaukee sticks it to Miami.
Totally. That is
and like a New York.
a win for fat people again.
Right.
Yeah,
you guys don't get everything.
Yes.
And it's also we're not living in like 30 years ago where, yes, if he was in New York, he would probably be a bigger star. But I'm convinced that like with the way pro sports have gone, like Instagram has changed the game. You can hook up with anyone anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of it was like, oh, I want to be in a big city market because I want to be a star and have all these women.
Of course,
you're fine now.
You're fine, dude. You fly them out, no problem. You're near a hub. You're near a Delta hub, probably. The other thing, that's the other thing though. It's probably been good for Giannis because I've said this again. Two of the most powerful cheating energies is Greek and African, and he's been a family man.
He's a family man.
He's a family man. You put him in New York. That all that time in Athens might take over.
The Greek,
he might have to fucking cheat on his wife.
What is it about the Greeks that make them a cheating?
Oh, it's a cheating culture.
Is it just the guys or the guys and the girls?
That's a great point. I think I'm more familiar with the guy. The classic. It's just like men thinking they're. Like, the patriarchy is very strong, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, yeah, you can get a little pussy on the side and still be a good dad and husband. Just blowing off some steam. Come on.
Guys need a break, too.
Guys need a break. Put on your, go get a silk shirt, button it all the way, button it down 4 buttons, get the gold out, you know what I mean? Get a little, you're on vacation. Yeah. What, you're not going to get head on the sneak on vacation? I guess I'm not going to go to the beach either on vacation. Get the fuck out of here.
I paid for this.
Yeah.
I deserve to blow off some steam.
I work hard.
I work fucking hard, barely managing a diner. I deserve some pussy. I'm a really shitty contractor. I deserve to cheat.
I have to be on the phone 3 times a week with Cisco, making sure they brought over the frozen calamari. I get some strange.
Absolutely.
I know you talk about your dad and your stand-up. Has he ever said anything like, "Hey, what the fuck"?
No, not really.
Really?
I think he said a couple. He's been like, "Come on," he's like, everybody thinks he's made like veiled illusions where he won't just be like, he's like, yeah. And you get to say whatever you want about me. You know what I mean? Like he'll say some shit like that, but it's like, all right, man, well, this in a weird way, that did make our family like the problems I've had with my father in a weird way have turned around to like they sort of provide for our family because they turned into bits that like got me noticed and that like made me have a ton of money that now it's like, all right, if somebody has a problem in the family, because you cheated, we can cover medical bills. So it's like,
you're enabling him.
Yeah,
He's oh, I'm a great dad after all.
Yeah. It's come back around, and he's an awesome dad again.
Yeah, you're lucky that I cheated.
Yeah, no, he's we're getting it going, man. I'm gonna hang out with my dad again. He seems, we're getting. You don't want to take too much fucking. I don't know. You don't want to hold too many grudges too long.
Well, I would imagine too, like talking about it, it's like you're almost like having the conversation you don't want to have with him out loud.
It's out there, exactly.
Right. So it's like we didn't have the uncomfortable, like, hey, Dad.
Right. You never have to have it in person.
Right.
Do it on stage.
It's now been
He
said.
watches it, and then we can literally go have calamari at his friend's diner.
You never have to like address it head on, like men should never do.
Exactly.
You got a problem with someone, you just.
I love that.
Deal with it.
Actually, Hank, if you have any issues with your father, now's that hour. Get him out there, dude. You know what I mean? Like, there's,
Oh, yeah. I mean, your stand-up is so fucking funny, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Have you been just traveling everywhere? That's the one thing I don't. Does it ever get old where, like.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, when we had Sam on, who you're very close friends with, he was like,
I'm
addicted to stand-up, so it's like.
Yeah, Sam has a real problem.
Right.
Sam has we all do. It's different. But it's like. There's a lot of comedians who don't want to be with their thoughts for even 1 second.
Right.
And so you're constantly thinking up bitch. You're constantly doing this shit. And it does get too much. And I think I probably kicked the I kicked the addiction of pure stand up, and I was just like, I just wanted to have a Netflix. I want to have like a big special on a like mainstream platform, and I'm ready to chill, dude.
Right.
I'm ready to just because it does get you get fucking bored of just like hotels and shit all the time, and just, like, never being home, and like I've probably been home in the last 2 years. I've been away from my house much more than I've been in my house cumulatively. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I've probably been home like 10 days straight, like 5 times.
Right.
Like it's fucking
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
It's
insane.
always been like a little like going around, but whatever. I can't. At the end of the day, it's like I don't want a real fucking job, and I can't complain because this happened because I got lucky and got successful the last couple of years, and so it's like that feeling of like, what if this goes away? Like that's really why I've been on the road nonstop. Where I'm like, this could go away tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so I gotta fuck it. And people are buying tickets. I think there's like some post-COVID shit happening where everyone likes to be. And I think comedy's in an interesting place where the experience is pretty good compared to a lot of other live shit. Look, football's great. Going to football games sucks.
Yes.
Yep.
It's so much better in your house. Same thing with concerts. I'm old now, dude. I'm not going to stand around for 4 fucking hours. I need to sit down if I'm going anywhere out. And so it's like I don't think people are going to see live music as much. They're not, or they are, but it's like comedy is just like, look, sit down, have a nice time, have a couple drinks, laugh.
It is.
It's a really good, and as like technology is making football and concerts and shit less appealing, whereas technology makes it so that you get to find out about stand-ups and then it'll never take over the live experience.
Right.
Because a stand-up show is, again, every show is different. Everything's special, especially if you fuck with the crowd even a little bit. You at least feel like you've affected. And even if a comedian doesn't do any crowd work, the energy of that crowd affects every show.
Right.
So it's like this cool thing where I think we got really lucky as an art form, where it's like people find us and then they come see us and it's better live.
The other thing that I think comedy has going for it, and I'm obviously very much guilty of this, but going to a comedy show, unlike a concert or a sports game, you can't take out your phone.
Right.
So you really just sit there and you like are in the moment
for 1 hour.
And like we are all just slaves to our phone, and so having that like restriction where they walk up and down, they're like no phones, like this is actually kind of nice.
Yeah. For one, you just put away your Instagram and just listen to a man talk about his little penis for 1 hour.
It is what you brought up though about like it all going away. I that is why I love your comedy and love you as a friend too, because it's like there are certain people who you can tell they probably take it for granted, but you don't.
No, dude.
And like I mean we have the same moments where like I probably 3 times a week I'm like, this is my fucking life. Like
dude,
this is
crazy.
incredible. Like when I like my kids are like, "Oh, you going to work?" and they're like, "What are you gonna do at work?" I'm like, "I'm gonna watch football."
I can't help you with your fucking homework.
Yeah, like
I
I'm
have
watching
a fucking 3-leg parlay that's about to hit.
My job is to watch TV.
I'm gonna
like,
go to
what
work.
the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch football for 6 hours. Then I'm gonna play a little bit of basketball.
Yeah.
And then I got a golf simulator. I'm gonna.
Yeah. I can't come to the recital. Me and Uncle Jerry might lose $50,000 today, and it'll be funny for people to watch us lose it.
Oh, I had that moment on Saturday with Army Navy. I explained my son is like starting to get interested in sports, and he was like, Army Navy was on. He's like, which team are we rooting for? And I had the over, and I was like, no, we're rooting for whoever has the ball.
How old is he? 6?
He's 4.5.
4.5.
So he'll just ask the
He
colors.
understands the over, the concept of the over at 4.5.
He always says like, are we rooting for the blue team or the white team? I was like,
yeah.
whoever has the ball, we're rooting for now. That's our favorite team.
You have warped that child's understanding of competition so much.
Well, listen, I've said many times on record, like 3 kids, I got 1 in 3 shot here. I want one of the kids to just get smart enough at math that they can make me a gambling.
A system.
That's it. That would be my goal. Like one day
Yeah.
they come and they're like, "Hey, Dad, check this out," and I go to their computer. It's an Excel form,
Right.
And they're like, "Look at this." And
Yes.
they're like, "I back tested it. It's 54%."
Yeah.
Thank you. The proudest moment of my life.
Taking over the family business.
Yeah,
Actually, improving it a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
You're the best.
Barely losing.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Find a way for me to barely lose.
That's beautiful. Yeah, he's
It'll
gonna
be
be playing. He's gonna be playing kickball.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like taking the under in fucking recess. He's like, no, catch that. That would be fucking
They're
awesome.
gonna think he's maybe like a participation trophy kid because he's rooting for the other team. Too.
Yeah.
He just thinks that sports is about everybody scoring
Yeah.
all the time.
Scoring.
He's like, no, I got 5 Laffy Taffies on the over.
That'd make me proud.
Yeah.
Make me proud.
When is the first time? What was the first wager you ever placed?
It was the first bet I ever won was when I was 12 years old on a family vacation in Key West, Florida. I won $100 on a turtle race. and that was it.
That was it.
That was it. I was like, I got $100 for this, and from that moment on, I was like, this fucking rocks.
Wow. Imagine the alternate universe where you lost.
Yeah.
And you're just some fucking guy.
I probably would have just been staying at the bar and chasing it.
Yeah.
No, but that was the moment where it all clicked. I was like, that was fucking fun. I fucking won because a turtle went a little bit faster than the other slow-ass turtles.
That's awesome.
Have you ever seen the turtle races? They're amazing.
No.
They dump a bunch of turtles out in a circle, and then the first one to make it to the outside of the circle.
It's the best.
So you just sit there screaming at turtles.
That sounds fun.
And I got a crisp $100 bill, and
When
I was
you're
like,
12,
this is
dude.
incredible.
A hundo back then is serious, dude.
Oh, dude.
That's awesome.
The absolute best.
That's a new copy of Madden.
Yeah.
A couple fucking cheesesteaks. You know
Whatever
what I mean?
you want. Whatever you want. 100 goes a long
Got
way.
to the movies a little bit.
Beautiful, dude.
All right, so what's next? I'll do last question, Roback question. RHOBACK.com. Most comfortable clothes out there. If you're not wearing a tracksuit, you should be wearing Roback. The joggers, the shorts, the sweatshirts, the Q-zips, the polos. I was wearing a vest. I have a fleece now. Roback has it all. RHOBACK.com. Use promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. So what's the next year? Is it just travel, or is there like something big on the horizon?
No, bro. I'm fucking taking some time. Like I feel like every time I've been here, I've talked about how I'm gonna take some time off.
Yeah, you're just like us. There's no,
but it's happening.
It's the worst feeling in life is to be the guy, and this happens to me all the time, where I'm like, just got to get through this week.
Yes, dude. It's been that for 2 years.
Up.
Yeah.
I say that every week. I'm like, what the fuck?
I swear to you, I will be I'm not touring for a lot of next year. Like I'm pushing it way to the end of next year. I am actually taking some time off. I did a movie called Let's Start a Cult that hopefully we're trying to get into some festivals. I wrote it with some buddies. I was in it, so I'm trying to be Hollywood Halkias a little bit, trying to act a little bit. But honestly, I'm just trying to chill and like be a human being. Like I love New York, great city. I know you guys just abandoned us, but it was fun, and it's like I want to actually live there. You know? So I'm just gonna try and chill. Stavi's World still. I'm really proud of the special, and that kind of the way those work. They kind of bounce around for 6 months. People just discover it, and so I'm just gonna like put my feet up, hang out, chill out, try and get slightly less fat where I don't have to worry about dying every time I take a bunch of drugs, I don't want it's tough when you have an awesome night and you're like, I got fucked up, I ate fucking ribs, maybe I took a dick pill or two, and then you're after a beautiful night, you're just laying in your bed, you're like, damn, I hope I wake up tomorrow. It's like,
my chest hurts.
I'm fucking breathing. My heart rate is up, and I'm just relaxing in theory. So trying to get slightly less fat, and yeah, dude, I'm just gonna chill, go to some fucking Knicks games, go to some Ravens games. I'm thinking about going to the Dolphins game. To just, even though it's better to be at your house, it's like I feel like I need to just one of these games, and I've been on the road every other game, so I might get there. So yeah, dude, just chilling the fuck out.
I'm sure that will like re-energize your material too, just being like a normal human.
Well, that's the other thing. Is you can't really. And I even felt like at the end of this year, I was just doing a little too much about traveling and about, and it's like that's not what being a human being is.
Right.
And there's so many. I am so stunted in so many other ways that it'd be nice to fill it in a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, not just be a guy who goes around, does stand up and shit. You know what I mean? Like, have some fucking life experiences and just, hopefully come back the next year with an even better special because I actually like took some time and lived life.
How does one find material? where do you discover?
I would say just take a year off, Hank, and just
no problem.
Done.
No,
yeah, you got to play
I would
more
say,
golf.
No, I was gonna say no golf. Just walk around. Yeah, what if we could make a Faustian bargain where it's like no golf, but you'll have the best hour of comedy ever? Would you do it?
No.
Damn, I said ever, bro.
It's only an hour. I can bomb for an hour.
Hey, what about some golf trick shots in your hour?
Yeah, that I can do.
It would be funny if you had
but
like
I'll
the
Oh, he
the mic.
bombs at the trick shots. That'd be funny.
Yeah, but not
Start
even having
blasting balls in the audience.
not
Throwing
having
them
the
into people's
stand-up
face.
mic, but having the headset mic like you're a preacher. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
Walking around.
Preacher Janet Jackson even.
Yeah.
You should fabricate a story about your lurid affair with the lady from the airport video.
Oh, a story.
Yeah.
Fabricate. Okay. All right.
You should talk in detail about what happened.
Based on true events.
Have it be Hank's
Yeah.
Kiss and Tell, where you just get real
Hank's
graphic
Kiss and Tell.
with every sexual experience you've ever had.
Yeah, but like insanely graphic.
Yeah, real graphic.
Talk about like pubes and ingrown hairs and shit like that.
Just gross everyone out.
I believe in you, Hank. I think Hank, whatever he does, it's going to be funny for us.
Mm-hmm.
You might be just sweating your ass up on stage, but I will have a great time.
Well, dude, I say I just have to hit variety, Hank, because it will not be even. It would be funny even for you guys. It would run out in like 10 minutes if he's just bombing for an hour.
Yeah. Are you
Like-
gonna be? Are you gonna be at the Super Bowl?
If the Ravens are there, I will. But if not,
All right. So if you're at the Super Bowl, maybe we'll get Stav to do
I'd
15
love-
minutes opening.
I'd love if I'm there. I would love to be.
What
yeah.
about these fuckers?
Well, no, they'll do it too. But like Stav will open maybe MC the night or
I'd
something.
love
help
to
us
MC
out.
tonight. I'd love to
Because then people would be like, "Oh, we're actually going to see," and it would be very funny to see
Yeah.
you do like a tight 20.
Yes,
and then
yes,
Hank do
yes.
a
Yeah,
hour.
that's
Just like,
tough.
what are we watching?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever like equate your stand up to like how many laughs you're trying to get in an hour? Like that's what I was like, if I can get like 1 or 2 laughs, like that'll be good.
You'll get
one or two in an hour. I'm sorry. Yeah, we talk
Well,
about
I'm saying,
laughs
but
per
like for
minute.
you, like obviously like a pro,
Right,
like you're
right,
looking
right.
for. But do you have a number in mind, or is that like?
Just I mean, I guess if I really had to ballpark it, I think the average of 2 a minute.
Oh,
Oh, that's a lot of laughs. There.
It's a lot of
all right.
laughs.
So we'll go like 5 laughs.
Have
in
you
an
ever
hour.
like watched Friends and there's a laugh every like 5 seconds?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
No, I mean it is. If you really start thinking about like how to tighten your shit up, like I was worried about that on this special. I was like, I want this shit because I tell a story in it too, and I'm like, even the story, I need to have like parts where there's laughter. You know, like I get real nervous when there's no laughter. But yeah, dude, you'll be all right, Hank. Just honestly, if it's 60 minutes and you have like, if you have like fucking 8 segments, you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
You got this.
All right, that's good. That's a good planning.
Yeah. All right. Well, Stavi, it's always great having you on.
Boys,
you
thank you so much for having me.
We're gonna have to convince you to do like a full week here.
I will. I
Especially
definitely
when you're taking time off.
How about this? When it's like, because the summer here is out of control.
Yeah.
So nice. I'll be back in the summer for at least a week.
Yeah.
To hang
You
out.
do your own pod.
Yep.
You can hang out with us.
Do some pods.
We'll
fucking
get
do
in
some
shape.
shows. Yep. Work
We're gonna have a
out.
squat rack over
Fuck
there
yes,
next to
dude.
the
Fuck yeah.
basketball
Be
court.
jacked
I'm
up.
in. I will definitely be back in the summer for sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
Appreciate
thanks,
you, fellas.
Stav.
Thank you,
You're
guys.
the best.
Thank
Go
you,
everyone go
Stavi.
watch Fat Rascal on Netflix.
Stavi was brought to you by Blue Chew. Have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is currently the only place to go for chewable versions of sildenafil and tadalafil. These ingredients help men achieve stronger, harder, longer-lasting erections for sexual activity. It helps combat all forms of ED, which also includes performance anxiety and also maintaining an erection long enough for sex. The chewable tablets have the same active ingredients you'd find in Viagra and Cialis, but they're in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew is all about having confidence when it comes time to perform and having happy and healthy relationships. A Blue Chew subscription includes a free online consultation, 24/7 medical support, a prescription if approved, and discreet delivery straight to your door every month. Chew it and do it. Use code PMT for your first month free. Use code PMT for your first month free when you go to bluechew.com. And now here's Jayden Daniels.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest for One Question with the Quarterback. It is Heisman Trophy winner, Jayden Daniels. First of all, congratulations. Incredible season. I'm sure that it's been a whirlwind. So we're going to do one question. I'll start. My question for you, Jayden, is you win the Heisman, and then you know how the internet works. People pulling receipts from maybe when you transferred from Arizona State. How satisfying was it to be like, people had it wrong when they thought that, like I was making a mistake or that I wasn't good? Because that had to have been an all-time, like, what are you going to say now? I just won the Heisman.
I'll say, I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty satisfying. Everybody that doubted me from Arizona State, it's just, I'm happy that, I proved them wrong at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's
It was incredible.
It's got to be great. My question is about the Heisman Trophy itself. First of all, it's really heavy, so I'm just curious to know how you've been taking it around. Like, did you take it out to dinner with you that night? Did you take it on a plane? What was the process like bringing the actual trophy around?
So I didn't take it out to dinner with me that night, but I slept with it in the bed. It slept right next to me. When we came back, I had it on the plane in his own seat. So it's heavy. So, you can't walk too far with it. Your arms will start getting tired.
Yeah. Did you buckle it in on the seat next to you?
No, nah. It was just sitting right there.
I love it. All right, Jake, why don't you ask your question?
Hey, Jayden, Jake Marsh, part of my Take podcast. Congratulations on winning the Heisman. My question has to do with your pregame meal. At one point, you went with Subway sandwiches, but now it's been reported that you go with an omelet and 2 waffles. How did that come to be, and can we expect that tradition to continue or maybe change once you go to the next level?
Good question, Jake.
Thank you.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Good question.
I don't know. I just ain't feel. I don't like eating too heavy. So like an omelet is cool, and then we got some fire waffles here at LSU. So usually I just grab 2 waffles. I don't be grabbing like 4 or 5. I feel too heavy.
Mm-hmm. 2 waffles is actually the perfect amount. If I were like a scout or an NFL GM, and I asked a prospective quarterback like, how many waffles do you eat before a game? If you say you eat 2 waffles, you're skyrocketing up my big board right now. If you say 1 waffle, that's candy ass. I don't want that. I want 2 waffles.
It's facts. That's facts. All right, Max, what do you got?
Hey, Jayden, this is Max, part of my Take podcast. This question is something that we do for all college athletes that come on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll name a list of random cities throughout the United States, just completely random cities, and you're going to tell me which one is your favorite. I'm going to start with Washington, D.C., New York City, Boston, Atlanta, and Las Vegas. Random cities.
Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Very
interesting. Mark Davis doesn't really eat waffles. He's more a P.F. Chang's guy. But then, again, this was random. This was totally random, the cities we just listed. All right, Memes, you got a question?
How far can you throw a football?
Oh, good question. Good question.
That's a great question. Great. I think probably over 70.
Whoa.
Hey now.
On a good day.
Hey now. What was the? This isn't a question. It's more just a question. What was the farthest you thrown it in a game?
I don't even know. That's a good question.
Oh, good question, though.
Good, but it wasn't a question.
If I could throw a football 70 yards, I would just like go outside and just throw things all the time, just to see how far they go.
Yeah.
Hank, do you have a question?
Yeah, Jayden. Henry Lockwood, part of my Take. How you doing? Congrats on the Heisman.
That's your question. How you doing?
What's on the pregame playlist for a Heisman winner? What are you listening to before a big game?
Good question.
Honestly, I listen to some Young Boy, Lil Baby, Drake, and Rod Wave. 2 to get me hyped up, and 2 to kind of just like calm me back down as I get closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Do you have a question for us?
Who did y'all on your bets? Who did y'all put to win the Biletnikoff?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Definitely Marvin Harrison Jr. I have nothing but respect for Marvin Harrison Jr. and his father.
Oh no,
I actually did Malik Neighbors. I don't know if you know him.
I don't. I try to play. I'll go watch him. Turn on his tape.
Yeah. Wait, this isn't a question either, but when you were putting up 8 touchdowns against Georgia State, that was like a video game.
Yeah, it was.
That seemed like the funnest time ever. You were just in the zone.
Yeah, football is fun at the end of the day.
Yeah. Also, this isn't a question, but if any of us in this room, maybe me, went to the University of Wisconsin and wanted to see their team win on New Year's Day, would they have to beat Jayden Daniels, PFT?
Hypothetically? I think if I were Jayden Daniels, I would probably get ready to go to the next level.
Yeah.
I probably want to prepare. I probably want to spend some time, working on the details, maybe go out to a training camp where I specifically work on the 40 time.
Yeah.
All that stuff to prepare you for the NFL Combine.
Jayden, hypothetically, if you were Jayden Daniels, what would happen in the bowl game, hypothetically?
I would just say, he's still gonna have to be the LSU team with Jayden Daniels. We're gonna see.
Oh no!
I got another question, but it's not for you, Jayden. It's for Big Cat. Big Cat, if you were Jayden Daniels and Brian Kelly invited you on a recruiting visit and he made you stand in that circular thing.
Yeah.
Where he did a little dance. How hard would you have to try not to laugh while that picture was being taken?
It would be hard for me not to laugh.
What about you, Jayden, if you were Jayden Daniels?
Yeah, I'll be laughing. I wouldn't lie. I would be laughing. Most definitely, hands down.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, with the whole Wisconsin thing, it's just TBD.
Okay, TBD, hypothetically. Yeah.
TBD, hypothetically, to be determined if Jayden Daniels, if I was him to step foot out there to play against Wisconsin or not. So it's TBD.
It's TBD, hypothetically speaking, of course, because you're not Jayden Daniels, but you're speaking hypothetically if you were Jayden Daniels.
I am.
Yeah. Well, Jayden, congrats again, man. Unbelievable. We love LSU and the whole fan base. It's so much fun to watch. I mean, you're a legend now, forever there. Like that's got to feel, knowing that you're gonna have a career in the NFL. It's gonna go great, but like you have like a home in LSU, and all these fans will always like welcome you as a Heisman winner. It's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
Most definitely it is. Just being up there, how many greats came through LSU. So, I'm happy to be a part of one.
Yeah.
Did Joe reach out to you, Joe Burrow? Did he?
Yeah, he did. He did. I talked to Joe a couple times.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
he's pretty damn good at football. Pretty damn good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jayden. Congrats on the Heisman. And if you happen to see Jayden Daniels around the campus, just let him know that, you don't have to play in the bowl game. People will remember the Heisman. The bowl game doesn't even matter. Like, no one cares.
You get the nice gift bag.
Yeah.
I'll let him know once I see him, if I run into him.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. Just let him know. Like, no one was going to judge you if you sit out of the bowl. In fact, if you see Jayden Daniels, you should tell Jayden Daniels that one of the biggest sports podcasts will actually commend Jayden Daniels' move to not play against Wisconsin in the bowl game.
I'll let him know.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. All right. Thanks so much, Jayden. Appreciate it, man.
Man, thank you guys.
Heisman Trophy winning Jayden Daniels was brought to you by Hooters. Hooters is serving up 2 new bundles this football season. The fan favorite comes with 10 wings, fries, and a drink for $16.99. If you're with your friends or if you're feeding a crowd, check out the home team spread. 15 bone-in, 16 boneless fries, buffalo chicken dip, and a pitcher of beer for $41.99. That's a great deal. Valid at participating locations only, so check with your local Hooters. We also have a Barstool exclusive offer for Hoot Club Rewards members. Download the Hooters app, enter in coupon code BARSTOOL23, and you get $5 off your order of $15 or more. Valid at participating locations only, so check with your local Hooters. Download the Hooters app, enter BARSTOOL23, get $5 off $15, and try the new football bundles at Hooters.
Okay, let's wrap up the show with some Guys on Chicks. Great show, by the way, boys. Yeah. Heisman Trophy winner, Fat Rascal.
A little bit of everything.
Soundboard,
Shohei, Devito.
Football.
Hey, fucking talking to me? I'm Tommy DeVito. I'm the Packer Slayer. The Bears should actually sign Tommy DeVito.
Every team should be so lucky to sign Tommy DeVito.
Are those new glasses, by the way?
They're old glasses.
I did just notice that.
I found them in my car.
You're kind of in your like late 60s Las Vegas vibe.
I think it might be the facial hair too. I've received several very alarming responses from people regarding my facial hair.
Fuck them.
Well, their response is like, "Are you okay?"
No, fuck that.
Or like trying to figure out if there's something wrong with it.
We support our boys here.
My facial hair is so bad right now that I'm turning people into Hugh Laurie from House, trying to like figure out what mystery diagnosis I've got going on. Listen, if you're face bald like me, once every year and a half, you got to try a heat check, see if maybe the facial hair grew in while you were shaving.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm at that point just yet. But it's probably
don't let them get to you.
By the time it's not getting to me.
fine.
By the time I'm 60, I'm gonna have a sick beard.
Yeah. All right, Hank. Guys on Chicks.
Guys on Chicks question. Thought this would be a good one with Christmas coming. I'm an engineer and I live in Utah. You'll see why this fact is important.
Okay.
And all of my coworkers are men. I have no idea what to get them for Christmas. Like, I don't want it to be weird, but also need something sort of general because they vary in age. I moved from the Midwest and my go-to was always coffee, which definitely would have been Stella Blue this year, or funny socks. The problem here is a ton of them are Mormon and can't drink coffee and also don't think slightly inappropriate jokes are funny at all. Help.
Okay, so
gifts for engineer Mormon men.
engineer Mormon guys.
Fleshlight.
I was gonna say. Actually, I was gonna say funny socks.
Milk.
Funny. I feel like funny socks is right up the alley of a Mormon.
This is
Like,
tough.
name one wacky thing about you. Well, I like fun socks.
Yeah, this is tough.
Let's see. Cash.
Cash Roback. A Roback gift card actually would be great because the biggest thing is when you're buying a gift for someone that you don't really know so well, you got to give them an option for an out. So if you get them a gift card, like they get to decide what they want. Whereas if you get them something like socks or something, like I don't even wear socks. So you got to give them the out.
Aren't gift cards like massive scams?
No, I don't think so.
Like 70% of card money doesn't get spent.
Yeah, people forget. I've done my fair share of not spending gift cards.
For sure. I think like Jeff Bezos owes me $500 with all the Amazon cards I haven't spent. Let's see.
Ice
What could you
cream.
get him? Ice cream's good.
Ice cream's good.
Ice cream always plays. for
Yeah.
sure. Get him some ice cream.
Maybe like an ice cream, an ice cream.
I would just say, going back to Roback, it sounds like you're in quarter zip central.
Oh,
Just Q-zips.
good point.
Guy can never have enough Q-zips.
Yeah.
Polos, joggers.
Yeah. But keep it simple. Don't go crazy. Give them the option to buy something. That's what you got to do.
Hey, fellas. This may be a silly question, but a boy I really liked messaged me at 2 a.m. saying he heard a song when he was out at the bars, and it made him think of me. He didn't ask me to come over or anything else you'd expect at 2 a.m., and he's also never really been forward with expressing any feelings towards me, but the message kind of made me wonder. God, I sound like a teenager.
I think we need to know what
Depends the
song
song,
it was.
yeah.
What song was it?
Here's the good news for this woman. If you didn't text back right away, or maybe you texted back right away, just know that he did jerk off thinking about you like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
That's literally what that text was. He was like, 2 a.m., I'm going to take my shot. I'm not feeling myself enough to really take my shot. But yeah, you don't get a 2 a.m. text. That's a horny text.
I think it does matter what song it was, though. If it was
Back that ass
I'd
up.
say like, from the window to the wall.
Yeah.
That would be an issue. If it was, I'm still dancing on my own, that would have been sad.
The freshman, verb pipe.
Yeah, maybe he wants you to have a word. It definitely depends on what song it was. It's basically the equivalent of like, what if we kissed tonight?
But if he's out at the bars texting you at 2 a.m.
I don't think he was at the bars. I think he was home with his pants around his ankles.
All right.
Yeah.
And he definitely regretted sending that to you like 30 minutes after he sent it.
30 minutes.
Well, it could be an hour.
Yeah.
2 hours.
We last long.
I said to my boyfriend, I can't believe winter begins next week, and we got into our annual seasons debate. Every year he claims the calendar is obsolete.
Yep.
His seasonal calendar is fall runs from college football starting until the first Big Ten snow game. Winter starts then, and spring begins when the NCAA tournament starts. And summer starts the day after the Stanley Cup final ends.
This guy's kind of right.
Do all men disregard the calendar and judge seasons based on sports?
Yeah, the fact that wintertime starts on December 22nd, December 21st is bullshit. Winter starts the day after Thanksgiving.
I was going to say winter. I actually disagree. I think winter starts the day after January 1st.
You don't think December's winter?
No, because it's festive.
No, December's...
But it's something to look forward to. Winter is like when it sucks. That's all of
true.
January. Like December's a fun time because you got holiday parties. You can get drunk at any time. Like when I think winter, I think January 2nd to March Madness. That's like when it sucks.
And then right after the Final Four.
I think
no,
Christmas,
to the beginning of March Madness is spring.
I think that Christmas is a winter holiday.
It's a winter wonderland.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It is, but it doesn't. Winter doesn't suck when there are holidays in front of you.
No, but it's still winter.
Right, but it feels different. Like January winter and December winter are two totally different beasts.
I agree with that. Yeah. One's fun
Maybe
winter.
it's winter. Yeah, fun winter and bad winter.
Yeah, bad winter.
All right.
January and February, it's basically like, let's get through this. That's hibernation time.
Right, exactly. Whereas like Thanksgiving to Christmas and New Year's is a fun stretch where it's like we can get drunk at any time and be like, we're just festive right now. I think fall does start the minute college football kicks off. People like to say like, oh yeah, like it's actually whatever, like the third week of September. No, that's not true. It's Labor Day. Labor Day is fall, and then I think fun winter is Thanksgiving to January 1st. Bad winter is January 2nd to the conference championship week.
Yeah.
and then it's spring from conference championship week to like the NBA like semifinals.
I would say that summer starts when the Pittsburgh Pirates are eliminated from playoff contention.
I'd say Memorial Day.
Memorial Day
Yeah.
weekend, yeah.
Yeah. But fun winter is like December never bothers me. It could be cold, and in December I'm like, who cares? Like we're festive, it's fun. Football's on all the time. It's when football starts to when you get to the conference championship week and there's only 2 games, and you're like, wait, I have to deal with this weather all week, and then there's only 2 games at the end of it.
You know what the worst is? The worst is the Christmas commercials that start before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Let Thanksgiving
There's an
exist
order
on its own. Thanksgiving happens. It deserves all the accolades. It deserves its moment in the sun. It deserves the score bug on the bottom of the screen with the cornucopia, the leaves falling, the fruits, the meats, all that stuff. And then after, you can start with Macy's commercials.
A buddy of mine has a genius idea that we should absolutely adopt. He calls it the 2 Christmas system, where you have religious Christmas on December 25th and then Santa Christmas on January 25th.
Okay.
So you get 2 Christmases. And it's basically a second Thanksgiving in the end of January.
I'm all for more holidays.
Like you go to church on December 25th or the night before, and then on the January one, it's like no religion involved. You're just doing gifts and just pretending that Christmas is still around.
Yeah, I also like Donnie's concept of Jaloon being the best month of the year. That's June 15th to July 15th.
I like that.
It's solid.
I like that a lot. That's a solid stretch. That's a really solid stretch.
We'll end it with this one, a little tie back to everything. Oh. Hi, Cowboy fan Hank, loser Max, in the hunt, Big Cat PFT, and Mr. Positions. My boyfriend hasn't stopped walking around the house for the last 2 weeks, screaming Tommy DeVito and holding his fingers up to the air. And we've had chicken cutlets 7 times in the last 2 weeks. At what point should I be worried?
Just these guys being dudes.
Yeah, and what I'd say is this is no different than Linsanity for Asian people. This is Tommy DeVito is Linsanity for Italians. It is, Max. You know it is. Like they have their moment in the sun. Italians get this moment. It will peter out. We'll probably have a point where we'll reach maximum Tommy DeVito.
There's going to be 2 games in a row.
Yeah, and also like
it'll be a 30 for 30 about Tommy DeVito in 5 years. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and like when Tommy DeVito's dad is like doing cameo and like pitching a bunch of stuff, everyone will be like, okay.
Can I just make a request to everybody out there? I know that some people in the media listen to this podcast. Let's not dig too deep into Tommy DeVito's family.
No.
Just let something fun happen.
Yeah.
And let's just all agree this is a fun thing. Let's not ruin it for anybody.
No. Not all Italians are in the mob, if that's what you're trying to say.
Actually, Max, that's not at all what I was trying to say.
I think that's what you were trying to say.
No, I was trying to say let's not try to find anything like publicly embarrassing, or maybe they said some stuff at a party 15 years ago.
Let's not find out what Tommy DeVito's dad thinks.
Yeah. Let's just let the entire DeVito family exist only as something that we see on our television.
Yes.
And appreciate their nuances and all that stuff.
Cutlets in football. Let's keep it straight and let's keep it right there. That's the wheelhouse that everyone, it's a fun story. Let's not ruin it.
It's actually a little bit of self-hatred on your part, Max, thinking I was talking about the mob, because I wasn't.
Well, you were thinking of something negative. I
was just saying, like,
all Italians are.
We do this with everybody. We do this. We find somebody and we love it. We love the story. And then there's a reporter out there that's like, I want to know more about everything that's happened in their life.
Although I will say it will be fucking awesome and very funny to watch when Tommy DeVito introduces Trump at a rally.
Yes.
That's going to rule. That is going to rule.
Yeah.
That will be awesome. I'm all for that.
I think we should Uber Eats some chicken cutlets for Football Sunday.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we haven't had chicken cutlets in a while.
ESPN needs to figure out what the fuck a chicken cutlet is.
Oh my God, that was horrendous.
It looked like a deep fried rack of ribs.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it looked like like deep fried chicken that's not chicken cutlets.
Yeah, chicken cutlets pounded flat.
Yeah. Figure it out, ESPN. Abomination. All right. Good show, boys. Numbers
18,
40,
71,
20,
3,
Pug,
56, Pug.
Love that from you, Pug. What was yours, PFT?
I'm taking 8.
What was yours, Hank?
40.
15.
DeVito!
Hey. Our Paisan! Fuck yes.
He's running the numbers game.
Oh, that's awesome. it's destiny. I hope he plays in the NFL for 15 years. What a fucking guy.
Me too.
Tommy DeVito. He's family.
Love
He's
you
our
guys.
guy.
Love
Max,
you.
are you really like you definitely have text messages with your family being like, "Do you see this Italian? This little Italian boy. This nice
it's
Italian
tough that
boy?
he's on the Giants.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this nice Italian boy.
I will say last night I was watching the game and they kept showing all the tailgate stuff. I put a little bit of sauce on the stove and then heated up some ciabatta.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just did a little dunk. Just a little dunk. But wanted to feel like I was at home at Sunday dinner.
I think it's like Max is to Tommy DeVito as Stavi is to Flacco.
Yeah.
Like you love Jalen Hurts, but
Something
Tommy
about him.
Tommy would be nice.
Something about him.
Tommy would be
Yeah.
nice.
I like Tommy, but he's on the Giants, and we got to kill him, and we got to kill him 2 out of the next 4 weeks. So.
Yeah, but he might kill you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Be real shame.
Real shit.
No.
Real shame.
All right, see everyone.
Love you guys.